got some new shoes. I got some new shoes today. All you bulls talking crap. We're going to zero, boys. We're going to zero, all you bulls talking crap.
Everybody panic. We're going to zero.
Some Nikes, too. I'm out. I'm going to give this to Jordan, but I'll probably see you guys in a little bit.
Let's jump into the Bitcoin chart.
What's going on, guys? We got a lot to talk about today. What a day. What a day it was for Bitcoin. I mean, if you guys didn't watch my Bitcoin update video already today, we're going to go over my thoughts on what went down today, what went down yesterday, last night, all that stuff. If you guys watched the video, you guys already know my basic thoughts on the whole situation. But it was a pretty crazy day. Jabba was talking crap to me all day today. I am really upset. I don't like when Jabba talks crap to me. But what's going on in the Bitcoin charts? So we did have a pretty significant drop. You guys know this already, right? We had a drop of about 12% down to the downside, right? But if you guys have been watching, okay, if you guys have been watching my videos, we know that we still potentially have this falling wedge. And I already know what everyone's going to say. Jordan, it doesn't matter if we have the falling wedge because of the stock market not looking great, right? The stock market definitely not looking great. And you're going to have everyone say, Jordan, the dollar is going up, right? So we know this, right? We know this. We've been over this a million times, right? A million times. I'm still not convinced that we're going to go down to zero, like I'm seeing everyone in the chat say. Everyone in the chat is saying we're going down to zero. Now, if you guys did watch my video today, you guys know that I do think we could still go down a little bit lower. It all depends on what the stock market does for the rest of this week. But if the stock market can bounce, I do believe that Bitcoin will bounce as well, right? So let's start out with the bearish scenario and get the bearish scenario out of the way. Okay, let's get the bearish scenario out of the way so we cannot be full on bears. But you know, in this channel, we talk about both the bullish scenarios and the bearish scenarios. We try not to be biased as best we can, even though I am a little biased. We know this. We know this by now. Hit up that like button, by the way. Hit up that damn like button. I heard CH in the chat, right? CH in the chat. It will not press the like button because he does not like me. I'm very sad about that, CH. I thought we were boys, but I guess we're not. What did we do the previous time? So, you know, we've been talking about this the last couple of days, guys. I mean, this price action, right, does look similar to this price action, right? We've been over this. We've been over this multiple times on the channel. Where is the price that we went down to last time? It is the first touch of the first peak, okay? We went from all the way down at 30,000, all the way up to 64,000, all the way back down to 29,000/30,000. So what could we do this time based on if we followed the same premise, right? If the stock market is not looking good for the rest of the week, what could potentially Bitcoin do for the rest of this week? Well, if we were to follow the same premise of what we did back here, you could see a move, possibly. Like we said, this should not be a surprise to anyone. We've been talking about this for days now. We've been talking about this for days. The whole weekend we've been talking about this. That Bitcoin could go a little bit lower and have a wick down. I do think it's possible that Bitcoin could go back down to about 37,300. It makes a lot of sense, right? And this is sort of goes back to a level we were talking about way back in the day before we got into like the $50,000 range. We were talking about this level a lot. Why is this level so key? Well, it's the first peak low, or the first peak low where we peaked and then we came back down, which would match our previous, right? Our previous price action when we had sort of the same structure and then we bounced back down, okay? So that would make a lot of sense. Why also is that level so important? Well, it's right near our previous local high, which we've kind of talked about in the past, how we never really came back down to test that level on a really like important test, because if you zoom in, we never actually came back down and tested that level. So I think that is sort of the bearish scenario, right? That we could go down a little bit lower. And I don't think that that would be the end of the world, like everyone's saying, right? I think if everyone assumes that we break the $40,000 level, that we're going to zero, right? Everyone's jumping in the chat saying,
Everybody panic, we're going to zero.
Jordan, you're getting that Dogecoin tattoo. Jordan, you're getting that Dogecoin tattoo. I've been hearing that all day, whether it's in the YouTube comments, whether it's in the YouTube chat. Dogecoin tattoo, Dogecoin tattoo, Dogecoin. You know what? I don't believe I'm getting the Dogecoin tattoo. I'm still convinced that we're going to new all-time highs, and we're going to talk about that shortly. But just like we said, we could see a wick down to that $37,000 range, possibly. But even that's not a crazy move that should be blowing our socks off, right? We've been talking about this. It should not be a surprise. One thing I don't like is when we talk about a scenario and it happens, okay, and then everyone's sort of like, what? We didn't know this was coming. Oh! And you start freaking out, right? We've been talking about this. Multiple people that I know have been talking about this scenario, that look at the charts, right? So the daily chart still has a little bit run to move down. So what would be nice if we did do that, right, is a scenario. If we did do that, we came a little bit lower and bottomed out in the daily RSI, and then we would have some nice room to run up. That would be quite beautiful. It would also correlate with the stock RSI and the daily bottoming out. Would be nice, right? It'd be a nice little reset there, potentially, right? This is if the stock market continues to struggle for the rest of this week, which we don't know necessarily what's going to happen with this whole shenanigans outside of crypto, right? This is all stuff outside of crypto and not stuff that we can really guess, okay? Not stuff that we can really guess. Now, here we go. Where are you getting that tattoo? Next dip. Java watches savvy. All right, so the 4-hour chart. This is where, depending on what happens tonight, right? We obviously have Asia, which wakes up soon. We'll see what they do, right? We'll see what they do. Obviously, they're a big driver of the FUD right now, right? It's not so much FUD, it's a real thing. So it's not really FUD, I guess. But they're a big driver of this. So what will happen when they start waking up, which they should start waking up soon? Could be interesting. It could be interesting, and we could be seeing some price action like we saw last night. Last night, we actually started to sort of have a little bit of a dip. Maybe we see some sort of a dip tonight. Could happen. But it's going to be interesting what happens tonight, right? We start in this falling wedge. We originally had it drawn like this. And if you guys watched my video today, I stated that maybe I had it drawn wrong, okay? And it's like we talked about yesterday. It's okay to admit maybe you're wrong, right? It's okay to admit you're wrong. Maybe I had this drawn wrong. Maybe it's up like this, okay? And we talked about the reason why I do think it's that way is because we did come back down and we bounced again perfectly off the bottom of the wedge, okay? And this is typically in a falling wedge, typically the point where people start freaking out. People start, the fear and greed index is really low. The chat is super bearish. The polls are super bearish. Look at the poll right now, guys. This is insane. It's not really insane. I guess it makes sense because we're closer to 42K. So I guess it kind of makes sense. It's not really insane, but 68% is at 42K. Okay. Now, what I like to say is when the sentiment's super bearish, it's usually a good time to buy. I'm going to stick by that. And I do think that we still could go a little bit lower. That's why I started out the stream by saying I think we can go a little bit lower. But I did buy some Ethereum today. I'm not going to lie. And I will continue to buy coins as we start going lower. If we start going lower, I'll continue to buy coins. I did pick up some Ethereum right around 3,000. That buy is down. Do I really care? No, right? I'm a long-term investor. I don't really care about short-term price action. Ethereum, $3,000 I thought was a good buy. I scooped some up, okay? Now, we are dropping right now. We're dropping right now. This is where we're talking about maybe Asia waking up here and dropping the market here as we speak. But if this wedge can hold, right? We know these wedges have been very, very good indicators. Now, it is a chart. It's not going to be perfect, right? Because we know a lot of what's going on right now is not on the charts. But if this does break down, right, we probably have our scenario of possibly about 37,000 still happening, right? We possibly have that scenario. If it doesn't, right? If it doesn't, and we continue, and we do get a bounce here, well, our wedge is still intact. And I'm not going to count out a wedge until it doesn't work, right? We know yesterday we did have a rising wedge, which we were looking at. And what do you know? Ding, ding, ding. Chicken wings for dinner. Tofu if you're vegan. This one actually played out and we broke down, right? So I'm not going to count on a wedge until it doesn't work out. So yeah, could this break down to the downside? Sure, it could. And another reason why I think that, you know, we could at least get a short-term bounce up, you know, at least come back up and test this resistance line here. Maybe not today, maybe tomorrow, but you can see the 4-hour stock RSI is bottomed out, right? The 4-hour RSI is bottomed out. Historically, that's been a pretty good sign for a short-term bounce, right? So that's what I'm sort of watching here is if both of those are bottomed out, how much more room do the sellers have, right? So it's going to be interesting to see what happens tonight, tomorrow. It really is going to be really an interesting week overall, and one of the more interesting weeks for crypto that we've had. You know, really, I mean, it's been a pretty good couple weeks. Last 2 months or so have been pretty good, but not so much as interesting as this week, because we really don't know really what's going to happen, right? But like I said, I would not be surprised and if Bitcoin breaks this to the upside, because the amount of fear that I'm seeing in the market right now, like we said multiple times, I mean, we're just saying a crazy amount of fear, which is totally understandable because the macro environment is, I guess, pretty fearful right now, right? So I'm not going to say it's not. I mean, there's a lot of people I've been watching today that are just sort of brushing off the whole thing, and I don't think that's the right sort of scenario to take, especially for people that are invested short term. Like I bet a lot of you guys in the chat, you know, are trying to are invested for the short term, right? And I don't want to sound like a lot of the YouTubers that are like, buy the dip, buy the dip, buy the dip, because how a lot of those YouTubers think, right, are not necessarily how you guys think. And I totally understand that. Like, I bought the dip today, but it might not be necessarily the same for you, right? You might not want to be a long-term investor. You might not want to hold for multiple years down the line. And I totally understand that. So, you know, normally I would be like, buy the dip, buy the dip, buy the dip, buy the dip. That's not always right for everyone. Everyone has different circumstances, right? So only invest where you could afford to lose. That's what I want to really say today, guys. Only invest where you afford to lose. If you're buy an asset, right, and you're not okay with that asset going down 50%, and this is what I've said from day one, if you're not okay with your buy going down 50%, you probably should not do that buy, okay? Because crypto is extremely volatile. You can't predict short-term moves. You can get it right sometimes, but you can't always get it right. So just make sure if you're going to buy the dip, you're buying the dip with money you can afford to lose. I think the advice of buy the dip, buy the dip, buy the dip is not always okay for everyone if you're not a long-term investor. If you're a long-term investor, sure. If you don't care about short-term price moves, sure, do it, right? But I'm not going to take the same stance as a lot of these people that just say buy the dip every single time, right? So I'm going to leave that out there. Long-term means how long are you holding? Months or years? Years. Like I said, I have set price targets that I have for I have set price targets for every coin that I buy, right? And I'm not going to sell until they hit those price targets, whether it happens next week, whether it happens next month, whether it happens next year, whether it happens 4 years from now. It doesn't really matter to me. I don't really care. And if we go to a lower, I mean, it just will add to the stack. And when we do hit those price targets, it's just more money to make, right? So to me, it doesn't really matter, right? Eric said it's only money. McDonald's run. I'm static to king. Oh yeah, we're back at McDonald's today. Hold on, let me put the McDonald's hat on, guys. I had to start working at McDonald's again. Here we go. I have to start working at McDonald's again. You know, times are rough. I got to make money now to buy more dips. So, yeah. But just saying, guys, I did buy the dip today. So if that means anything to you, sure. But it doesn't necessarily mean everyone should buy the dip. Everyone has different circumstances, right? So, but I'm just saying, I'll be honest with you guys, I did buy the dip today. Doesn't mean that I don't think it could go lower, though. All right, so we looked at the 4-hour chart and what we kind of maybe expect there. I still think it's possibly bounce here. Like, it doesn't have to happen, but I don't know, man. We got to wait to see what happens tomorrow. Just like we said yesterday, where we got to wait to see what happens today. That's why I was telling a lot of people who were like, should I buy today? I was like, wait to see what happens tomorrow, man. Because today ended up being a crazy day. And that's why yesterday I was telling you guys, it could be a crazy week. It could be a volatile day tomorrow, depending on what the stock market and DXY does. And it was exactly that, right? So once again, we got to wait to see what happens tomorrow again, right? You know, it's not always the sexy answer, right? To say, oh, we got to wait till what happens tomorrow. But it is true. It is true. Like, we can look at the Bitcoin charts all day, all we want. But, you know, if Bitcoin bounces tonight and we start dancing and having a party, right? Anything can really change tomorrow. I bet Jabba is rolling in it. That's true, man. That's true. All right. So the weekly chart. All right. Everything is good on the weekly chart, guys. No, we haven't broken structure yet. Okay. And I think it's important in times like this to zoom out, right? Zoom out, look at the bigger picture. You know, I mean, yeah, the last couple weeks haven't been the greatest couple weeks, right? I mean, but if you still look at the structure, we still haven't made lower lows yet, right? Now, can that change? Sure. But we're still sitting above our 20-week SMA and 20-week EMA, which we know are very important, right? I mean, multiple people look at these. Very important moving averages on the weekly time frame. Now we're sitting right in between the two, right? So it's still early in the week, though. I mean, it's Monday, right? So a lot can change. A lot can change this week. Now, what I'm looking for is a hold on this for the week. If we end up closing below, like we said, that's not the best indicator for crypto. But like we kind of said on the daily chart earlier, right? There's always a possibility of a wick, right, down and a wick back up. I mean, we've seen that countless times for crypto before where, you know, it's looking deadly. It's looking absolutely deadly. Holy moly, we're going to zero. This is it. And then all of a sudden we bounce back up and we're back above it. I mean, we see that a good amount for crypto, a good amount. Maybe not necessarily on this, but a good amount in theory. So, and if you look at your previous highs, right? Previous high, you're holding it as support. So it still could be a good SR flip here, right? Support resistance flip or resistance support flip, whatever way you want to look at it. So at the end of the day, the structure's not broken. We're still above the important levels on the weekly. And what we've like, you guys know, you know, Ben, if you guys watch Ben Cowan, I mean, he's been saying the similar thing that we're talking about now, right? When we eventually needed a test of the, you know, of the weekly moving averages, and that's what we're getting. And normally when this happens, that's when everyone's panicking, right? And I understand the panic. I understand what's going on. But this is what always happens whenever you come and test an important moving average, right? It's extreme fear. It's extreme panic. And normally, right, I would say that this is one of the best times that you should buy crypto is when everyone's panicking, everyone's fearful, right? You know, everyone's sort of trembling at the knees, right? Everyone's has the hands of this, the paper hands, right? The paper hands. Normally, I would say this is normally a good time to buy, but with everything going on in the world, I would say only invest we can afford to lose. When Lambo, gotta wait to see, man. I mean, we're having a little bit of correction here, but I do think we bounce. I do think that we close this week above the weekly support band. I do not think we close below it. We could have an intra-week dip, right? An intra-week dip where we wick below it this week, but I do not think that we close below the weekly support band. Now, if we do, we can start talking about some more downside targets from there, but I don't think we close below it. That's just my personal opinion. I don't think it, but I think we could have one more dip that kind of scares everyone and sort of kind of gets a lot of people out of the market, right? 42.9 for Bitcoin right now. I'm going to get rid of this poll, man. This poll is extremely biased right now. We have, what comes first for Bitcoin? 46,000 or 42,000? 68,000. It's because that we're closer to 42,000. Obviously, people are going to vote for 42,000. So it's a little bit of a biased poll at the moment, right? Jordan, can you comment on how much you love Litecoin?
Nope.
I don't love Litecoin, as you guys know. I really don't. I really don't love Litecoin. If you guys do like Litecoin, I apologize, but you guys know it's not my cup of tea. It gets the no-coiners talking like they buy dips and play shorts. I turn bullish when BitBoy turned bearish. Actually, if you guys saw, BitBoy deleted the tweet and is now saying that he thinks this is the last push down and we're going into a bull market. What are you going to do, man? I don't know, dude. How good are the sources, right? I mean, we can ask Ken, right? Let's go ask Ken. Ken, can you come on stream real quick? Can you come on stream? All right, come on. The sources are legit. Stop making fun of BitBoy. All right? I know he keeps changing the months. He keeps changing his price targets. First it was 300K in September. And then it was 100K in September. And then it was 100K within 2 weeks of October. And then it was, now we're going higher. And this is the last dip before we're going up. Tomorrow it's going to be, we're going into a bear market. But I'm telling you, the sources that we have are correct. Stop doing it, man. Trust the sources. Trust the sources. You guys gotta trust the sources, okay? I mean, they're right. So just make sure we're paying attention there. Seated. Yeah, but dude, I don't think that we close below the week here. I do think we can have a wick below, like we've been saying. But as long as we don't close below and we come back up and confirm it as resistance, just like how we did right here, I don't think that there's anything wrong necessarily with the market, okay? I don't think there's anything wrong with the market at the current moment. We are having a dip, like we said. We could have one more dip. That's kind of what I keep repeating here. We could have one more dip because we don't know how the stock market's going to react tomorrow. And I don't want to sit up here and be, even though I am still bullish for this year, guys, I do think Bitcoin will break all-time highs by the end of this year. I'm going to continue to stand by that. I'm not going to flip-flop. And I still think that Bitcoin hits new all-time highs by the end of this year. But what I will say is I think Bitcoin will go a little bit lower, and that could act as the spring to push us up higher. As simple as that. Simple as that, man. Simple as that. So kind of what we talked about on Sunday, how our weekly Fibonacci levels, right? So we look at, a lot of people look at the log, the Fibonacci levels on a linear, right? So up or down. So this is the Fibonacci levels, if you're new, on the log scale. And what this does is it gives us a good representation of the log, the fib, or the fib levels on the log scale, and lets us kind of compare them throughout time, right? It's a little bit different of a way to look at it. What we wanted to do is close above this resistance line. What did we do? Well, it looked like on Sunday we did close above it, but you can see here that it looks like we maybe got a rejection on it instead. I mean, look at how perfect that was. I mean, that was pretty damn spot on right there. And this is why I like looking at these, because they're usually pretty damn spot on. And that's that midway fib that's historically been extremely important throughout the years, right? Extremely important as far as support and resistance flips, right? So that's interesting. That's interesting. I mean, we're still above our weekly EMA ribbon, right? So that's obviously something that we need to pay attention to, right? As long as we're above our weekly EMA ribbon, there's still nothing for me to worry about. And I mean, the weekly EMA ribbon is a great indicator to sort of tell if we're still in a bullish trend or bearish trend, right? I mean, you look back in the past, literally, whenever we've been a bit above the weekly EMA ribbon, we tend to be bullish. Whenever we're below it, we tend to be pretty bearish, with the one exception, right? There's one exception. I'm not just going to ignore the one exception. The one exception is here, which, you know, we went into it, we got back above it, and then we started the bear market. That's the one exception there. And we sort of did similar thing here where we came back into it, bounced off above it, and came back into it. But we can still bounce it. We can still bounce off of it. Okay? Is it similar to the 2017 bull run? I would not say it's similar to the 2017 bull run, and that leads me to sort of my next point here. Well, let's look at this first. Where is, if we get rid of this, where is, it's funny how these kind of line up, guys, actually, real quick. Where did my, all right, you're just going to disappear on me, man? What is this, dude? Where are you, dude? Where are you? Am I just blind here? I'm blind. All right, you're just gone, apparently. Anyways, where is our next fib level on the log curves? Ding, ding, ding. Chicken wings are... Ding, ding, ding. Chicken wings for dinner. Tofu if you're vegan. It happens to be right at, you know, near a level we've been talking about, right? 36,700. We were talking about earlier. Okay, we were talking about earlier. Yes, I can see that Bitcoin's dumping, guys. I can see. No! This means Shiba's gonna drop. This means Shiba and Doge are gonna drop. You gotta be kidding me. Right when I got my girlfriend back, she took me back because Shiba was going up. Friggin' Bitcoin. This is why I hate Bitcoin. This is why I always tell Bitcoin around the blockchain to talk about Shiba and not Bitcoin. Gotta be kidding me, man. Gotta be kidding me. All right, but Bitcoin is dropping a little bit. Let's see. We're about to test that wedge here. We're about to test the wedge. Let's see what Bitcoin's been doing. Why we've been talking about the whole stream of one more dip possibly coming in, right? I mean, I try to be honest. You know what I mean? Like, all right, let me ask you guys in the chat. Let me ask you guys in the chat. Okay, would you rather be honest, okay, or would you rather be a moon boy 24/7, right? And you guys know I am a moon boy at heart. Like, I truly am a moon boy at heart. I am slightly biased to the upside. Okay, it's pretty clear, right? I'm pretty biased to the upside, but I try to be honest when I do think a dip is coming. I try to be honest, right? But to be honest, what I'm sort of thinking here is, I'm sort of have that same feeling. I don't know. I sort of have that same feeling that I had when we were right here. And I sort of was like, all right, Bitcoin could go a little bit lower. And then it didn't, right? And it didn't. And we sort of had the same sentiment down there where it was like, the sentiment's extremely low. The charts look extremely bearish. Okay? The charts look extremely bearish. The sentiment's really low. But that actually kind of makes me bullish. I'm kind of having that same feeling right now. Obviously, it's a little bit different. We're not just worried about the charts right now, but I'm sort of having that same feeling. A little bit. A little tingling in my panaroos here. Just saying. Yes, you were biased to the upside. Oh, I'm totally biased to the upside. I will never not admit that I'm biased to the upside. Right? Some people won't admit that they're biased to the upside or biased to the downside. I am biased to the upside. But I do bring out bearish scenarios. Okay, I do. Travis said, I thought everyone in crypto had to hold 1,000 Doge. 1,000 Doge. Who else knew 2 more dumps? Here, a rooster, just kinda. All right, we're coming up on a very, very important support line, guys. This is pretty big. This is pretty big here. We want to hold this, in my opinion, just because like this is a bullish pattern that we want to break to the upside. I mean, these have been very, very foolproof as of late. Right, very, very foolproof. So I do want to hold this because it really does give us a bullish narrative here. Is if we can bounce off this and retest the top. Okay, retest the top. So I do want to hold this very, very much. But real quick, I mean, I want to stay on this. I think it's important to stay on this real quick. You know, like we said, guys, 36,700 is our next fib level on the log curves. You guys are probably like, Jordan, we don't care about this. But they really do play out very, very well as support resistance. And I think it's important to note that that is where the next one is. So if we do go back down to the next one, that's potentially where we could wick off of, right? Where we talked about in the daily chart, where we could wick off that level. We could wick off that level. Throw TA out the window. Yeah, I mean, we could throw TA out the window. I think as far as support and resistance levels, you can still look at TA because we still tend to bounce off pretty important levels. Like if TA wasn't completely irrelevant, we wouldn't have had a temporary bounce here, right? We would have just fell through. So it's TA right now isn't the most important thing to look at. I mean, it all comes down with the macro environment's going to happen the rest of this week. But I do think as far as support and resistance, and potential support levels, it's still good to look at the charts, right? Now we didn't really check on the DXY yet. So the DXY, what I'm sort of looking at with the DXY here is, you know, can we hold? You can see you got a little bit resistance. I mean, it's very, very slight. It's not a huge resistance, guys, to be honest. But you can see you got very, very slight resistance here, right? 1 touch, 2 touch, 3 touch. Can you continue to get rejected off that level? Now, the one thing I will say is you're kind of putting in higher lows here. Okay, you're putting in higher lows. So the DXY does look bullish, right? The overall trend of the DXY does look bullish. Which historically, when the DXY looks bullish, it's bad for crypto. So we're going to have to wait and see. We're going to have to wait and see. And what I will say is, based off a structure standpoint, when we really zoom out here, let's zoom out on like the monthly chart here. What I will say is, I think this is a very important level. If we look at sometimes in the past, when we have broken back above this level, we've usually gotten a pretty nice run to the upside. You can see right here in the DXY, you can even go all the way back, but you can see right here in the DXY, you broke back above this. You had a pretty nice run, right? So if this does break, I mean, it's definitely something we have to continue to watch. It's not a guarantee, but it's definitely something we have to continue to watch. Definitely something. Let's go to see what Bitcoin's doing on the 4-hour. Still holding it, right? We're still holding this support. Yeah, still holding the support. Let's see. This isn't bulls versus bears. This is market sentiment. 10K drop in a day was the warning sign. Is it a good time to get in any entry on any coin with BTC pair? We'll check it out. What do you think of the fear and greed index is 50 neutral? How does that make sense? Seems like fear. Yesterday was 50. Yesterday's 50. I'm sure the fear and greed index will probably be at a 30 today. I'm pretty confident the fear and greed index will be at a 30, if not lower, based off yesterday. I mean, last time we had that, it dropped all the way down to like a 30 or something like that. So, you know, that's that's actually a really good point. Like, what will the fear greed index do? Right? What will it do? Stock market did have a big dip today. It did bounce back a little bit. Which is pretty nice. You know, at least from its lows today. I mean, not a huge bounce. I mean, if you go to the 4-hour, it's not a huge bounce, but at least it's something there that we can take positive. let's see if we maybe can continue into tomorrow. Like I said, we got to wait to see what happens over the course of the rest of this week with this especially. But yeah, I mean, it's definitely going to be an interesting week, guys. Jordan, if you didn't hodl, you'd be calling a dead cat bounce. Not necessarily, right? Not necessarily. I think the only thing, the only thing you could argue on a dead cat bounce is because you had a peak and you dipped and you went back up. That's really the only thing you can argue that a dead cat bounce was. Like, the way I like to look at the dead cat bounce is you look at the total market cap for crypto. You can't even really call it a dead cat bounce. I mean, we literally went up and tested the previous high. That's not even the definition of a dead cat bounce. You literally had the same gains in crypto as you did back here. You know what I mean? If it was a dead cat bounce, I mean, yeah, maybe we're talking about just Bitcoin. All right, whatever. I still don't think it's a dead cat bounce for just Bitcoin, by the way. But if you look at the total market cap, I don't think it's even close. I mean, you look at all the bounces back here, you went up measly levels compared to what you did all the way up here, retesting your previous highs. Now, could a double top scenario be in play? Sure. But I don't think that's going to be in play. I don't think this is going to be a double top on the total market cap. I just don't at all. This doesn't make sense to me. Obviously, like we said, you're going to have all the bear know-it-alls saying, I knew it was coming. I knew this was a dead cat bounce. When in reality, right, if Bitcoin does continue lower, it's not going to be because of a dead cat bounce. It's going to be because of a general market weakness. It's going to be because of a stock market weakness and things like that. It's not going to be because it was destined to be a dead cat bounce, right? That's not going to be why the charts go down. Enjoy the ride. I will enjoy the ride. I will enjoy the ride. And then yeah, what the bears don't understand is the bulls always have the last laugh. You know what I mean? Like, the bears can be bears all they want, but the bulls always come out on top in the end. Always. So, like I like to say, guys, I mean, bears, if you want to ride down, sure. Like, if you sold right here and you want to ride, whatever, I'll give you guys 20K, right? Say if Bitcoin drops to 20K. If you're going to get so excited over a 62% gain,
strap up, we're going to the moon.
Sure. You go ahead and get yourself all flustered up over a 62% gain. Congrats. I'm going to give that to you if it does happen. What I'll say is, over the long term, it doesn't make sense to be a bear, because over the course of the last year and a half, I'm not going to take it from the bottom, because you'll say, Jordan, you're taking it from the bottom. I'll take it from right here, 8,000 average, which is totally respectable. Bulls have made 661% gains in the last year and a half, right? So over the long term, it doesn't make sense to be a bear. It really doesn't, and that's why I don't get the idea of being a long-term bear. And if you're going to say I'm not a long-term bear, what I'll argue is if Bitcoin does drop, right? Like you're saying, oh, Bitcoin's going to drop here. What I'll argue is you won't buy down here. You will not buy down here. What you will do is say, oh, Bitcoin's going to 10K. And then if it drops to 10K, oh, Bitcoin's going to 5K. You'll just keep saying lower and lower and lower prices. Why? Because you want to keep buying lower, right? You're greedy to the downside. If you weren't, well, you would have bought back here. Did you? No, because you kept buying into the narrative that it's going lower, it's going lower, it's going lower, it's going lower. All these bears feeding you, it's going lower, it's going lower. They were all wrong. And now, like I said, all the people that all the bears listen to, they were all down here. They were all calling Bitcoin 3K, Bitcoin 3K, Bitcoin 3K, 3K, 3. My point is, it'll never be good enough for you. You're just going to keep calling lower prices, lower prices. You're going to be too scared to buy when it goes down. You're going to be too scared to buy. Never going to be good enough. If that does happen. right? If that does happen. Just sort of make it a point here. People panic selling, driving the price down. Yeah, that's what they'll understand. Like the smart money buys the dip. I mean, it's in the data. It's literally in the data of Bitcoin. Yeah, retail wants to get pumped. Oh, I made 50% off a short. It's like, dude, congrats, man. Congrats. All right. Jordan, advice on stop losses? It's up to you, man. Like I said, it depends what you want to do. Depends what you want to do. Next resistance is 0, guys. Pack it up. You know what bothers me? I don't like when everyone says, oh, this guy is always right, right? This guy is always right. The people in the chat, they're saying this guy's always right, this guy's always right. A lot of these guys have been bearish for 3 years on crypto. They missed out on the entire bull market because they were just bearish the entire time. And that's why, you know, it's whatever, you can listen to them, but over the course, you might get it right once in a while, whatever. Over the course of time, they're gonna be wrong. Crypto is in a bullish trend for the last 11 years. Over time, they're gonna be wrong. Just saying. All right, so total market cap, I wanted to compare it to one thing here on the weekly chart. So for the total market cap, okay, you look here. We actually are breaking the 382 Fibonacci, right? So what could be the next level for the total market cap? And this is where I think we're coming up to a very important level on the total market cap, okay? On the total market cap. It is the approximately 0.5 Fibonacci level, right? The 0.5 Fib is right here. And you look right here, previous resistance. So this is a big level for the total market cap, right? Which would bring crypto down to, and this is if we close, right? We could obviously come back up, wick back above here and close above our 382 Fibonacci. But if we do close back down here, right? It's a big if. There's still a long week to go, guys. I mean, we still have Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, right? I mean, we have a long week still to go, okay? But if we do close below here, could be about 8% move for total, and that would put us right above a very, very important level, above our previous highs. Okay, above our previous highs, which, what I will state again, we never really came back down to test. We did it for one day, but we never had a confirmation test after we kind of moved up here, right? And if you zoom out, we did go up extremely fast for the total market cap, right? I mean, we went up pretty much in a straight line here without any dips. And I think people are sort of forgetting what dips feel like. I think we just have so much confirmation bias because really crypto for the last 2 months has just gone up in a straight line. When you really look at it, like look at the total market cap, guys. I mean, we went up in a straight line with small little dips, but nothing really big, right? I think we're just super used to just insane gains so quickly. When we forget, and I gotta say this is what's gonna happen, but you know, crypto regularly has typically, you know, major dips, right? I mean, 28%, 17%, and this is just this market, right? I mean, this one was obviously even less volatile than previous ones. 28%, right? I mean, you can even look at some of these dips too, but you regularly have those type of dips. I mean, what we're looking at right now is about a 21% dip. So where would that put us? Well, if we drop to the 0.5 Fib, it would put us right where we've had previous dips of about 26%, right? 26%. So at the end of the day, I mean, people just forget what dips are like, and they're just like, dude, everything's got to go up in a straight line or else it's bearish. It's bearish if it has a dip. Right? Do we even have to go back to 2017 and look at some of these dips? No, we probably shouldn't, because you guys will be like, it doesn't go down 40% in bull markets, right? They do, right? They do go down 40% in bull markets. We're just not used to it in this market, We're just not used to it. So we'll wait to see. I sold everything. That's on you, man. I mean, you sold everything. You sold everything, dude. Geez, look at the chat, man. Everyone is so bearish right now, dude. Everyone is so bearish in the chat. I love seeing this. I love seeing the bearish sentiment. You know why I love seeing the bearish sentiment? Because this is the exact same thing that we saw down here. And all of a sudden, and I see it in the chat, guys. I mean, I literally see it in the chat. It's just so funny because a lot of people I'm seeing in the chat were bearish down here, and then when we started pumping, when we started pumping, they literally went to Party City and they were like, "Oh, I'm so bullish!" Oh! 30K to 50K. I'm so bullish right now. I'm so bullish. Bitcoin's going to all-time highs. Bitcoin's going to all-time highs. Yeah, Bitcoin's going to all-time highs. And now the same people in the chat who were bearish down here and then turned bullish are now going, "Oh, it's over. It's over. Bitcoin's going to zero. It's over. It's over." Dude, people are so emotional in this market, man. The sentiment can switch like that. And I watch a lot of the people that are, are bearish right now. If Bitcoin does go up, they're going to be bulls all of a sudden again. They're going to say, "I knew it the whole time. Bitcoin was going back up. I knew it. I knew it." Man, and trust me, I remember names in the chat. I remember names in the chat. But what's different about me and other people is if I'm wrong, I will admit that I'm wrong. Other people will say, "Oh, no, I was bullish the whole time," or "I was bearish the whole time." Okay? So always remember that. Always remember that I remember names in the chat. I do. And a lot of the people that were bullish a week ago were bearish down here and are bearish again. Sentiment can switch like that. You literally remember a week ago, a little over a week ago, maybe like 10 days ago, when we were sitting at 53K going, we're all pumped up, right? Everyone was pumped up in the chat. There was no sign of any bears. No sign of any bears. And now we're dropping, and all of a sudden they're all back now. They're all back, or the bulls have changed into bulls. The salty bulls have changed into salty bears now, okay? Salty bulls into salty bears. And that's where we're at. That's where we're at. And then when Bitcoin does bounce, like we said, we could go a little bit lower, down to whatever, 37,000 or whatever. When Bitcoin does bounce, you're going to have all the same people that are bearish right now turn back into bulls. I mean, I've seen it so many times in crypto, man. I've seen it so many times in crypto. So many freaking times, man. You know how many people that were bearish? Man, I get so pumped up over this. You know how many people were bearish right here? Oh, Bitcoin's not going to bull mark. Bitcoin's 20K. We'll never see 20K again. There's too much money it takes to get up to 20K. You know how many times I've heard that when I first started making videos back here, right? I started making videos in I think like the end of May, June area back here. People crapping on where I thought coins were going and saying it was impossible. And I'm pretty sure most coins hit those price targets, if not pretty close. I don't know, man. Eventually, the bulls will always get the last laugh. And the bears will always be on the sidelines, continuing to be bears. Why? Why? Well, simply because they're always too afraid to buy, and they always believed the FUD narrative every time. 7 minutes to the close, by the way. And I've been talking about so much about Bitcoin today, guys. It's because there's not a huge deal with talking about altcoins today. Just because altcoins are altcoins, right? I mean, they're going to follow Bitcoin in the grand scheme of things. You know, so they're going to change in the grand scheme of things, man. So let's see right here. I mean, ETH is holding a pretty important level, right? A pretty important level. You can see down here, you have previous resistance. And this is an area you do want to hold for Captain Ethereum. You have previous resistance that you're trying to flip as support, right? Previous resistance trying to flip as support. I'd like to hold that, right? It's obviously not going to hold if Bitcoin doesn't hold up here, but I'd like to hold that for structure. Okay, we know yesterday we did break the support line here that we were watching. Had a big dip because of Bitcoin. So, you know, if we do break this level, we can take a look at some of our fib levels. So let's take swing low to swing high here. That kind of lines up right with our 0.5 Fibonacci here for Ethereum on the daily chart, right? So if this does move down, I mean, golden pocket zones like 2,600. I would probably assume if Bitcoin did drop to like the high 30,000s, that this $2,600 level could be hit potentially, right? Could be hit potentially. So, you know, don't rule that out, obviously, but hey, it really matter in the short term, not or in the long term. Doesn't really matter, dude. Doesn't really matter. I get buy and low, but let's buy and let it go to 100K. Yeah, there's always afford where you can or always invest where you can afford to lose, guys. Invest where you can afford to lose. Always. That's really ETH. Not gonna spend too much time on altcoins, guys, just because it's just one of those days where like we can talk about altcoins all we want, but like, most of the charts aren't gonna look great, right? Most of the charts aren't gonna look great. They're all down double digits today. Bitcoin's down 9% today. You're going to see altcoins drop a little bit harder, right? I mean, kind of just the name of the game. Ethereum did drop below the daily EMA ribbon as well. So obviously keep that in mind. That's not the greatest sign for Ethereum, right? Let's be honest, not the greatest sign for Ethereum. So we're going to have to work to get back above that now. We know historically that's been tough, right? I mean, we're usually above it on the way up. You can see how we perfectly held it on the way up. We broke below it. It was our resistance for a while, right? It's our resistance for a while. We've been holding it. Now we've broken back below it. So now we got to work on getting back above it now, which can be sometimes a little bit tough. So that's what we'll watch in the grand scheme of things here for Ethereum. If we switch on over to our moving averages for Ethereum, which we like to look at, make sure these are the right ones I have on here. Need my 20 and the 30 for the Ethereum. Switch this to 30. There we go. Put this back up. All right, perfect. So the 20 and the 30 moving average is what we want to hold for Ethereum. I mean, historically, when Ethereum's bullish, it does not break the 20 and the 30 moving average. And just like Bitcoin, it's still above our long-term important moving averages, right? And what have we talked about with Ethereum? And this would also fit the narrative of Bitcoin, right? What have we talked about with Ethereum, right? We've been talking about this for days. For days. Altcoins on sale. What's up, Wes? We've been talking about this. And I think that people forget that we've been talking about this with our Ethereum fractal. Ethereum does this. It's not totally uncommon for Ethereum to do this, and it's still playing out legit perfectly to what we did in 2017, like legit perfectly. Now it is a fractal, so always keep that in mind. It's not sort of a foregone conclusion that it plays out, but I mean, if you just look here, guys, I mean, look at the fractal, right? Look at the fractal. So back here, we held our moving averages at a double top, right? Our double top here for ETH. Double top here for ETH, right? We came back down in the middle to test our moving averages, right? This one held. This one, we generally held it, right? We generally held it as support and bounced off of it, right? So you can see the resemblance there. Now, what did we do after that? Well, we came back down and closed, right? The important thing is the close at our previous high in like on our little bounce in the middle here. See our little bounce in the middle? That's where we bounced off of here. But you can see on that week, we did have a wick that went below, right? We went below the moving average, right? We went below it. And that's what I think could happen this week, potentially, right? Depending on what happens. We could come back down, hold these moving averages, have a wick below, just like we did in 2017, right here. And then bounce back up, make the third top, which we did right there, and then sort of make our last little rally to the upside. It's literally exactly what we did in 2017. So ETH on the long-term charts looks fine. We just got to zoom out a little bit and see that, you know, when you really zoom out and look at things, I mean, it's really a blip in the radar. It's not the end of the world here, right? It's not the end of the world. ETH in 2017 had two of the same consolidations that it's having now. This isn't the full chart, but in 2016, it had two consolidations that were exactly the same as what we're getting right now for Ethereum, right? So all in all, I think people are jumping on the bearish wagon a little bit too soon. And it's going to bite them in the butt. Maybe not monetarily, right? But if we do go back up, I think, you know, it really does show the sort of how much emotion that people have in crypto, man. And what I've learned over the years is do not invest based off emotion and think of the bigger picture, right? It's not about day to day and trying to time the tops and bottoms, right? If everyone can time the tops and bottoms, everyone would be rich, right? If it was so easy to time the top and bottoms, why are there so few people, okay, that, you know, might take that strategy instead of just buying and holding, right? I mean, you ask anyone that's been in crypto for a while, most of them buy and hold. You know, they might take some profits in the top of a bull market, whatever, and buy back in lower, which I get that strategy too. But for the most part, people buy and hold for the most part. We got the daily close though. Let's check on BTC. So BTC closed at 43,000 US dollars. Okay, 43,000 US dollars. Why I said 43,000 US dollars, I have no idea. I don't know why I always talk like that. Okay, but 43,000. So, I mean, when we look at the grand scheme of things, okay, when we look at the grand scheme of things, you can see, you know, in the grand scheme of things, I mean, we're still in the wedge. Daily chart, obviously, definitely not the greatest daily candle, right? I mean, we can all agree, not the best daily candle in the world, okay? But we have our targets, right? We have our targets that we want to hold. I still think right now, I mean, when you look at the grand scheme of things, you're still holding this previous high, though you're right at it, right? You're right at it. So it's going to be interesting to see what we do the next days. If we can't hold this, right? If we can't hold 42.5 on a close, right? We can still wick below it. If we can't hold 42.5 on a close, it's likely that we come back down to like 37.5. And that's sort of what's been the premise of the stream today is that that's always possible. Short-term volatility is going to be there. You're going to have your ups and downs in the short term, but you can't really predict them, man. I mean, you can't really do it. 43K is the plan B floor. Gareth Soloway called the top, called the bottom, called this back test. Congrats, he's a genius, man. He is a genius. If based off that scenario, he should be the richest person in the world. He's a genius. But yeah, I mean, that's sort of what I'm waiting here for ETH, right? That's sort of what I'm waiting here for ETH. Mitch Ray is moody. Yeah, man. I mean, I get why some people get moody, right? Now, I have my rants. I'm not really moody today. I'm just sort of ranting, right? But I get why a lot of, a lot of people that are, in the space every day, multiple hours a day can get a little moody, right? Because you got to understand that, you know, it's a sort of a finance niche, right? People get very emotional over their money. So a lot of times if you're saying something and people don't agree with it, you get attacked. A lot more than other niches do. A lot more. I would argue probably the most. Especially in crypto, right? Because it's so volatile. You know, you can you get trolled the most. You get called stupid the most. I mean, I get why people can be moody sometimes. And I hope you guys can get that too, right? I'm not. Even some days I'm moody, right? And I've learned to not really take it seriously. But even some days I'm moody. Okay, I'm moody some days for sure. I just like to rant, though. I mean, that's just how I am.
Rant alert.
1.7 out of 10 rant. That's true. That's true. It disagrees. Get him. 27 fear. The fear and greed index is at a 27. 27. Can you guys confirm? 27. 1.5 out of 10 rant. Man. 27 on the fear and greed index though. That's crazy. When did we see the 23 points drop in a single day for fear and greed index? Good question, man. A good question. I'll have to go back and check. Let me go through some of these super chats. So I don't want people waiting all day for these. I feel bad sometimes because sometimes I just go on tangents and I sort of forget. I apologize to the guys that are waiting. I do. Sonny said, "What's up, player? BTC next target 38K. If it breaks 32K, and then we'll come back to 62 to 70K. It's all in the charts, homie. Bought the dip and about to buy it again when Asia drives the price down tonight." I mean, that's sort of my thesis, right? I do think that, you know, there's a high chance of Bitcoin going a little bit lower, right? But in the grand scheme of things, I think it does bounce back and goes higher. It's just sort of the way I'm looking at it, right? And I'll keep buying the dips. Like today, I bought Ethereum. Do I think Ethereum could go lower? Sure, but I just sort of dollar cost averaging in, right? I never just go all in on a buy, right? I'll buy some now, buy some if we go lower, buy some if we go lower, buy some if we go lower. I'm never just going to go all in. A lot of people just go all in. I think that's sometimes that's when you get bite in the butt, right? I don't recommend ever going all in on one buy. Sir Dude said, "I for one didn't mind the extra $1.99 ADA I picked up today." Oh, the $1.99 ADA today. Yeah, ADA dropped to like 197 today. 197. So not a great day for ADA. And what we sort of said on ADA is we don't want to have a daily close below the previous high. And that's what we've gotten, right? We got a daily close below that previous high. So I don't love that for ADA. But I mean, altcoins are altcoins right now, guys. Like I said, like at the end of the day, I mean, the altcoins can break supports. But if Bitcoin does bounce back up, you guys know the alts will bounce back up too. I mean, you guys know how it works by now.
Can you check Sol, please? Thinking of buying the dip.
Yeah, we can check Sol. Thanks, Tammy. Thanks for super chat, Sunny and Sir Dude. Barry said, "Sold some negative stocks, bought ETH, ADA, Algo, and Engine with it." There you go, man. Just have a long-term mindset, right? I mean, don't be so emotional with the buys today, right? Because if you bought today and they go down tomorrow, I mean, don't be freaking out, dude. I mean, you know, when you get into crypto, you kind of got to know what you're getting yourself into, you know. Sarah Dude said, "I didn't come here for the perfectly reasonable analysis and thought process. One Lambo." Like I said, I want to give out. I try to balance out hopium with being honest, right? I don't think it's good to just be a hopium, right? And I also don't think it's good to just be, you know, bearish. I think it's good to find a happy medium, right? Good to find a happy medium. The answer said, "Is it similar to 2017 bull run?" I don't think it's similar to the 2017 bull run. If I had to compare it to a different one, which they're all different, they're all kind of in their same They all kind of have their same similarities, right? But I'd probably compare it to 2013 just because I do think it's going to be a double top cycle, right? Where we sort of topped out here in the middle of the logarithmic regression band, just like we did down here in 2013. Okay, and we sort of went up and tested the top. And that's what I expect us to do here. And don't think it's anything different. Like we said in 2013, okay? Like we said in 2013. the chat's going off right now. Like we said in 2013, we set a similar dump here, guys. I mean, we literally had a run up, we had a run down. I mean, it was a different time back then, but I guarantee you if we had the same price action here, we would be having the same talk we're having right now. I guarantee it. You'd have people freaking out, oh, right? And then in 2013, in a week, you had a 25% drop in a week in 2013. You probably have the same people freaking out that would be freaking out back then. The same people. What did Bitcoin go on to do the rest of the year? Well, you can see it right there in the charts. I'm not saying that I think this is what's going to happen, or I don't think we're going to go up like that. I think I've always been under the assumption that we're going to top out next year, and we're not going to top out this year, and we'll go up a little bit more methodically. But when you look at it, and we did a similar thing in 2013, everyone was probably freaking out, and then Bitcoin went on a major run right after. So that's what I'm sort of looking at here. Obviously, I don't think you can compare any of the bull markets, but that's sort of what I'm watching there. Bitcoin's right at that support again. Am I surprised? No, I am not surprised at all that Bitcoin's at the support again. This could be massive drop, folks. And don't get me wrong, guys. I respect all the bears' opinion in the chat. I do. I respect your opinion. Which is fine, right? You can be a bear. I just don't agree with being a bear. If you're a bear short term, sure. I can pick up what you're putting down, right? I can sort of put my agreements aside, and if you're a short term bear, hey, hold on. Oh man, hold up. Where is he? If you're a short-term bear, I totally can respect I totally can see where you're coming from. And if you're a long-term bear, I totally respect your opinion too. And what I will say is I think you may be right in the long term, right? I think Bitcoin might be going to 0. I think Bitcoin might be going to 5K, 10K, right? And I really do think that. I definitely do respect your opinion and think that you guys have a very valued argument at Bitcoin going down to 10K. But that's sort of what I'm looking at, right? I respect your guys' opinion. I do. All right. We're at number 4. But yeah, I mean, Bitcoin is right at that support, guys. So like we said, we could have a dip here. If Bitcoin does break the support, I mean, we definitely could be dropping here. And you're going to have all the bears going, oh, I told you. It's what we've been talking about the whole stream, is Bitcoin could drop here. We've been talking about that the whole stream. I am not a bear. Let's see. Oh no, we need to get. Oh, let me take off my hat. I need my McDonald's hat back on. It's McDonald's day. You know what? I'll give the bears their day. Let's give the bear airs on. Let's be a little cute today. Let's be a little cute. Make sure you guys hit up that like button. Even if you're a bear, you're a bull, hit up that like button. We're all friends here. I pick on the bears. You guys pick on me. We're all friends, though. It's like I said, it's like being a sports team, right? I hate the Giants. I hate the Jets, right? We can pick on each other, right? I have friends that are Jets fans. Do I like that they're Jets fans? No, but we're still friends. And I tell them that I think that we're gonna kick your butt, just like we did on Sunday. The Patriots kicked the Jets' butt. Absolutely destroyed them. And I think that's what, again, the Bulls are going to do to the Bears. But we're still friends, right? But dude, let's see what Bitcoin does here, though. Let's see what Bitcoin does. Let me go through some of these here. Man. Sir Dude said, enjoy the sale, guys. We'll be over 50K in a matter of days, not months or years. Wouldn't be surprised. Wouldn't be surprised. What else do we got here? We had Wes saying, what a perfect day. All coins on sale. I agree, Wes. I agree. You're probably going to get... looking like you're going to get some more sales here, too, in the short term, right? Going to get some more sales. Thank you, Jim. Thank you, Jim. Tammy said, can you check out Sol? I'm thinking of buying the dip. Yeah, let's check out Sol in just a second. Obviously, Bitcoin's testing 42K right now. Quite possibly could be breaking 42K as we speak. All right. Java. Java is making some serious hay right now. I'm not going to lie. Java is kicking my butt right now. All right, hold on. Let me get the barriers back on here. Here we go. All right. So Bitcoin's sort of just chilling right now. It's not having a major dump just yet. Could be coming though. Could be coming. Could possibly be coming here shortly. Solana. We'll check out Solana real quick for you. What is it? Tammy. Real quick for you, Tammy. All right, Solana. What are we doing? What are we doing for Solana? Pushing 128. How Solana has fell from its graces as of right now, right? I mean, Solana is down. We're talking 40% to the downside, right? 40% to the downside. It's just a wick. We'll move back into the wedge. Yeah, it could. It could. I wouldn't be surprised if that happens too. But yeah, 40% from its top. Like we said with Solana, guys, there's just not much support to go off of, right? So the only thing you're really looking at Solana right now is, the only thing you're really watching is your fib levels, right? So you have broken to 382. Do you come back down to the 0.5, right? That's about 118. I probably look at for the next support if you do continue down, right? If you do continue down. So obviously watch that level. But like we said with Solana, there's not a lot of support here. You pretty much went straight up. So you're kind of going in blind for the most part as far as support resistance goes. Make sure we're watching that. Drew said Litecoin still being Litecoin. Litecoin still being Litecoin. All right, guys, if you like Litecoin in the chat, all right, we need to do a poll. We need to do a poll real quick. Do you own any Litecoin? I gotta know. So yes, I don't now, but I will, or I don't and don't plan on it. All right, I need to know in the poll right now who owns Litecoin, who doesn't but will, or no, and I don't plan on it. I need to know who in the chat right now. I love Litecoin. Nope. My Litecoin got a stop loss. My Litecoin got a stop loss. Probably saved on that one. All right. So that's sold. Sir Dude said Java playing Lambo brand Fat Man scooter. Java got new shoes. I mean, he's got the whole kit now. Java's got the whole kit. I mean, but you know, if Bitcoin does go to whatever high 30,000s or whatever, Java's going to be looking really good. He's going to have all the bling. EG said, I'm not a bear. Just because one looks at the current juncture in time and recognizes the situation does not make you a bear. That is pretty true, right? I mean, that's I can sort of agree with you, right? I think short term looks a little iffy because of the markets and the dollar and Evergrande and all that stuff. You know, the short term looks a little sketchy, so I agree. I agree with you. Aaron said, where are the next two lower horizontal supports for Bitcoin? Lower horizontal supports. So we went over those a little bit. I think what we're looking at is a level that we might have broken out. Well, I mean, we got to wait till the close, but it was 42,300, which was our previous high from back here. Now, what I'm looking at for next, you do have another peak. I mean, you do have a peak here at about, 41,000-ish, right? 41,000 approximately. The big one is, to me, is down here at like 37.3. That's the big one for me. That's the one we sort of been talking about as far as, you know, the same thing, how it kind of played out up here as being, you came back down and tested that previous support. That's what I'm sort of looking at here. Will you come back down here again and test that support? Will you come back down here again? All right, here comes Bitcoin. Here we go.
Everybody panic, we're going to zero. Everybody panic, we're going to zero. Everybody panic, we're going to zero.
42K broken. We're going to zero, boys. We're going to zero. It was a pleasure, guys. We'll see what Bitcoin does here, man. See what Bitcoin does here. Don't never be surprised at what Bitcoin does. Never be surprised. Always prepared for whatever the situation holds in the short term. All short-term volatility, guys. Always remember, we're looking at the 4-hour chart right now, so always remember that a lot of this stuff is short-term volatility. You know what I mean? Always remember that. The grand scheme of things, I mean, what we're going through right now is pretty much a blip on the radar, you know, for the most part here. Right? So just remember the grand scheme of things. I know today's not one of the best days. You know, yesterday wasn't one of the best days. Heck, tomorrow might not be one of the best days, right? But you know what's funny? Like me trying to give hopium as the price is dipping is just funny because I'm like, you know, today might not be the best day. Yesterday, tomorrow, and then you just see the price in the background going. It's just kind of funny. I know it's not funny, but it is kind of funny in the background, just seeing the price falling and then me giving hopium at the same time. It's like a movie. Pet Cemetery. I don't mind if we go to 40K or 38K. I'll just buy more. Yeah, man, I'll be buying more. Probably after the stream, I'll probably buy some alts, and depending on where the prices are at the current time. 40,800. WTF is happening. But no, in all seriousness, guys, I know I was sort of kidding before. I mean, in the grand scheme of things, it seems like a big thing right now, but in the grand scheme of things, it's not really that big of a deal. To be honest. Now, we're having a big red Dito right now, let's be honest, but Buskar said one reached all-time high, then pulled back by Bitcoin. Yeah, dude. I mean, Bitcoin's pulling back right now, so you're going to see every altcoin pull back. I mean, ETH is down 5, ADA is down 5, Link's down 6, DOT's down 6, XRP's down 5, right? I mean, every alt is going to drop right now, right? So don't be surprised when you see that. Scar. But thanks for the super chat, dude. Jordan, play the violin. It's bouncing back right now, but guys, we're bouncing down right now, but just remember the big picture, okay? Crypto has always continuously gone up, and even though we might all be drowning in our sorrows right now, a lot of the bulls are drowning in their sorrows, you know, and all the bears might be partying right now, like literally partying to 1 a.m. tonight. Just remember that the bulls always count out on top. And even though I'm wearing barriers right now, it does not matter. It does not matter. I feel like I'm on the Titanic. We're just slowly sinking. We're just slowly sinking on a ship. And literally, I'm just sitting here going, it's all right. We're fine. Well, like literally just the market just going. It feels like May. I mean, May was a lot crazier than this, but yeah, I mean, the short term is you're kind of getting a dip right now. You definitely getting a dip. No name said I definitely believe you with all that, especially the eye makeup and bear ears. I'm glad McDonald's has an app with $5 meals. Sir Dude said buy targets for ADA and Link. So ADA, wow, ADA's at 199. So ADA, I mean, just looking at basic support and resistance, obviously, I'm just looking at support levels. ADA, I'd probably look at, it might get front run a little bit, but 190, right? You have previous resistance here, some previous support. So that might be a support area. It all depends on where Bitcoin goes to at the current moment, as we all know. So I'd probably look at 190 right now for ADA. And then Link is sitting at 22. Hold on, let me draw on a bunch of lines here that I didn't mean to draw. Let me clear out Link here. Link the Slink. Link the Slink is at $22. Holy crap. So Link the Slink, you look here, I mean, potentially, just sort of looking at some of these levels here. I mean, Link, I'd probably say like $20. I mean, some previous, Sir Dude said, gentlemen, it's been a pleasure. So Link, you know, previous support, flip this resistance. I'd probably look at $20. This all depends on where Bitcoin goes to, guys, as we know. So take it obviously with a grain of salt, because if Bitcoin does drop, I mean, these altcoins will break these levels too, as we know. So we'll see what Bitcoin does here. Where are we bouncing off of right now? 40,200. Sir Dude said, gentlemen, it's been a pleasure. That's too funny, man. On the Grind said, just bought a ton of ETH on well under 3K. Nice, dude. 2,800 ETH. I love me some ETH, man. I love me some ETH. ETH is my bae. ETH is my bae. All right, so total market cap. What did we talk about earlier in the stream, guys? We talked about how we want the $1.8 trillion level in the total market cap to hold as support. Oh, support. On the Grind, I gotta pick up. I'm gonna pick up some ETH after the stream. I already picked up some today, but I'm gonna pick up more after the stream. 1.8 trillion, right? 1.8 trillion. We want to hold that as support. We actually came back down and wicked to it temporarily here. Let's see if that holds as support. And if that doesn't hold, we have our golden pocket zone, which is probably correlates to Bitcoin dropping to 37,000, right? The golden pocket zone would make a lot of sense for the total market cap. I mean, it probably would be the equivalent of Bitcoin dropping to 37,000. So there's a lot of confluence at those general levels. But let's first see if we hold the 0.5 Fibonacci level for the total market cap. We'll see what happens here. Cooler said, meh. You know what? How many people we got in here today? 2,100 guys. Hit up those likes. I know the bears are mad at me, right? But we're all... Let's get up to 1,000 likes. I know today is not the best day for the bulls. The bears are mad at me because I always tease them. But you know what? I tease you guys because it's fun, okay? And you guys tease me. You guys are teasing me right now. I can tease you guys too, okay? It's a free country. 41,178. Me and Java making tons of money? Oh, for sure, dude. For sure. What's your opinion on leverage tokens? I would stick away from leverage tokens, man. I'm not a big leverage guy in general. You know, unless you really know what you're doing and you're a pro, I don't recommend leverage in general. Leverage tokens, not for me. Not for me. I mean, they can work for some people, but not for me. CH, I'm mad at you too. Not just bears. This is what makes crypto fun. It does what make crypto fun. I mean, we're all sitting here mad at what Bitcoin's doing right now, really focused on what Bitcoin's doing right now. But if Bitcoin wasn't this volatile, it wouldn't be fun, right? It would be like stocks. You know, you guys wouldn't be sitting here watching a stream right now if this was stocks and it was dumping 2%. You guys would be like, this is what makes crypto fun. And the big red days for crypto usually are usually what catapults us up to have big green days historically. Not always like that, you know, but usually when you start to have big dump offs for Bitcoin, historically that usually does lead to some pretty good green days. Obviously the big March dip, we recovered pretty fast. And that's the silver lining, guys. I want you to realize is, you know, with all this FUD and the sort of black swan event that may or may not be coming, we don't know if it's actually coming. Do you remember in March, like when we had a similar type of thing going on around the world? Obviously, it's a little bit different, right? This is more of a could affect the stock market too, which might affect crypto a little bit more. I totally understand, but just remember, you can bounce back from these things pretty quickly when you do have pretty significant dumps. Usually bounce back pretty decently quickly in history. So it's not like you're just going to go straight down to oblivion. Bales Whales doing a leverage cleanse. That's true. That's true. I mean, I think a lot of longs started to line up. Let's actually check out the BTC USD longs. I think BSD USD longs. I think some longs started to pile up. Yeah, so you can see that they cleared out. Bulls need to hold the line. They do. No, but dude, I mean, look at the longs coming in, right? Look at the longs coming in. So maybe it could be cleared out some of the longs. I don't know. I mean, it was a similar thing right here. Where did Bitcoin dump? Which day was it? It was September 7th. Obviously, this is just Bitfinex, but you know, September 7th. Yeah, I mean that's usually when you saw the influx of longs come in, and that was the drop. Not a huge influx of longs, but you guys get the general sentiment. You're seeing longs come in here today and the new day. So people are long in the market, which, you know, what I will say about last time, right? Last time we had the dip, it looks like people were selling off, or longs weren't coming in the market. Longs were leaving the market. What's interesting this time is longs are coming in. Doesn't have to necessarily mean anything, but it's obviously something to keep an eye on. It's a little bit different than the dump that we had back here, I should say. Hella people for liquidated today. Yeah. Ultimate whale. I'm just a guy. I'm just a guy too. You know, a lot of people. That's why I always tell people, don't do what I do. I'm just a guy who sits up here and talks and gives you guys my opinions. I don't recommend listening to anyone on YouTube, and even on Twitter. I don't recommend listening to anyone. There's no one out there that's a crypto genius. You know what I mean? I don't listen. I don't recommend listening to anyone. Anyone. What else was I gonna look at, guys? I was gonna look at the I was gonna look at, the last couple of times we had dumps. What I will say is that, not that this can't go lower. I mean, we spent the whole stream talking about how we could go lower, but when Bitcoin does go down, historically it goes down faster than it goes up. I mean, it's usually, what do they like to call it, right? Staircase up, elevator down, right? I mean, it's pretty textbook. Bitcoin loves to do the staircase up, elevator down, where it takes like a ton of days to go up, and then in one day it erases like half those days, right? I mean, you just look at the past. I mean, just for one example, like, look at how slow you went up here, but then look how fast you went down. I mean, you went down in 2 days, half that, right? Just historically, I mean, that's what tends to be what Bitcoin likes to do, where it'll just go up super slow and then come back down real fast, right? Go up super slow, come back down real fast. Just, it seems to be like what Bitcoin likes to do historically over time. Not always. Goes up slow, boom. Goes up slow, boom. So we'll see what Bitcoin does, guys. We'll see what Bitcoin does. Bob is freaking out right now. I was oh my god, dude. I don't want to look at SHIB right now. I'm assuming SHIB is taking a beating right now. Hold on.
So did you check out the real?
Let's go check out Bob. But Da Vinci, the one time I listened to someone else besides BitBoy, the one time I don't watch around the blockchain and I watch Da Vinci instead, he told me to buy Shiba. He told me to buy Shiba. No. No. Come on. This is what my whole life is about. It's about Shiba going up. Final Stand told me. Da Vinci told me. Da Vinci told me to buy Shiba. He gave me financial advice to buy Shiba. I'm never forgiving him again. Never. Just when you think it can't go lower, it goes lower and lower and lower. I hate all you in the chat. I hate you guys. Hate you.
Bobby, it's time for dinner. Bobby, it's time for dinner.
I hear you, Ma. I'm coming. All right. Bob's pissed off at Shiba. He's pissed off at Shiba. All right. Let's go back to Bitcoin. Bitcoin's bouncing back up, guys. 41,576. Let's see if we can get a nice bounce back up here for Bitcoin. If we can get back into the wedge, that would be freaking awesome. That would be freaking awesome if somehow we can bounce back into the wedge. I love you, Bob. Let's see if Bitcoin can get back into the wedge. Digibite said crying. Bob made me laugh. Yeah, Bob, I mean, Bob, you guys, if you guys didn't know, Bob is my brother. He lives in the basement, okay? I also have another brother, Jabba. He lives in a normal room, but he's a little weird too. But he only invests in Shiba, so when Shiba goes down, he gets really upset. He gets really upset. So 41.8. Let's see if Bitcoin can get back up into this wedge. That'd be nice. Boodoo. Boodoo.
Strap up, we're going to the moon.
I just want to piss off the Bears. The Bears are going to be like, we're not going back to the moon. We're at 41,000. You're saying we're going to the moon? It's too funny. Too funny. Let's see total. Total's bouncing up pretty nicely here. What else do we got here? Let's go back to ETH. ETH is bouncing back over that level. So we know we broke it here. ETH is trying to reclaim back above this level as we speak, right? Trying to reclaim that level. I heard a little birdie that said the Fear and Greed Index was at a 2? A 32? I remember the day last time we were at a 32. That day was right here. But, you know, obviously it doesn't have to play out the same way, but the last time we were this low, we were right where the cursor is right now. Obviously, we pumped up. We didn't make new highs, but you get the general sentiment what I'm talking about. Better if it bounced off low 30s. Going to 45K tonight. If this bounces back into the wedge, guys, that's really bullish. That's really bullish because you're going to make a giant wick here. A giant wick on the daily. So if this can get back above like 42.4, that's going to be really nice. Really, really nice. It's going to look like what you did here. Where you just bounce back up. Let's see. As always, next week. For Java and Bob, you are the weird brother. I'm not the weird brother. Come on. Come on, man. All right, let's see. Java put a new short in when we broke out of this wedge, guys. Let's put a liquidation price for Java at 42.5. So if we can bounce back up to 42.5, that's going to liquidate Java. So let's do 42.5, 42,500, and Java liquidated. All right, so we bounce back up to 42,500. Java will get liquidated tonight, which would also bounce us back into the wedge. So let's see if Java gets liquidated tonight. If Bitcoin can keep bouncing here. Let's see. Crypto is the new World Series of Poker coverage. Surprised ESPN doesn't have a show every night yet. Dude, I'm surprised too. I'm surprised too. They should have me on there. I can commentate. So Bitcoin's at the 1 yard line. Bitcoin's at the 5. Bitcoin's at the 6. Doesn't even make sense. At the 10, the 5, the 1. Bullish breakout. I could be a crypto commentator. On the grind side, I think we see a quick fake out, but I don't take it for financial advice. I'm just a guy. That's true. On the grind said, so did you check out Upland yet? Upland.me. On the grind, dude. He loves Upland. I did not buy it yet. You told me to check it out. I told you I was going to buy some just for you. I did not buy it yet. But this actually might be a good opportunity, right? I was waiting for a better opportunity for altcoins. This could be a better opportunity here for me to get some Upland. Darth said China equals market drops equals Evergrande equals market drops. Definitely Darth. That's what we're watching here. That's sort of the reason for this dip, right? Check out OMG to BTC. OMG to BTC. Let's check out OMG to BTC. I know OMG was actually like one of the only coins that was going up earlier. OMG BTC. Yeah, OMG BTC is going nuts here. I mean, if you break... We've already done it. I mean, OMG BTC, if you break these wicks here, you could be moving. You could be moving. But obviously, you got to break these first, though. Wick. You're coming up to it now. At this rate, you probably go back up and test that level, right? At this rate. But if you break that on the OMG BTC pair, you're probably coming back up to, you know, all the way up there. I mean, obviously, it's an altcoin, so you never really know how they're going to react in times like this. But, you know, if you did break that, you could see a 50% move against Bitcoin, which would mean probably very good moves against USD, right? All right, Bitcoin's getting close here. Getting close. Getting close. CLO. It's a full moon. Oh, isn't the moon phases happening today? Isn't the moon phases? Oh, let's check out our poll. So, do you own any Litecoin? 1,700 votes. So we had 18% yes, 11% said I don't know, but I will, and 71% of people said, 71% of people said I don't, and I don't plan on it. All right. I had to celebrate real quick. All right, let me go to the daily. We'll look at the moon charts. I know everyone's going to say, just look at the moon charts. Just look at the moon charts. Let's check the moon charts for all the moon boys in here. Just kidding. I'm not really calling you moon boys. So I thought we were supposed to get it today. Maybe it's tomorrow. But it's either... It should be today, no? Maybe I'm wrong. But, guys, aren't we supposed to get the moon tomorrow? I don't know. Sir Dude said toxic. I don't know, man. But either way, I mean, you guys know I'm not a big fan of the moon phases. You guys know I don't think that they mean anything, but you know, there are people that do believe in the moon phases, right? So if we do get the bottom moon, you know, historically, that means that we should be in a bullish trend, which we're not right now, right? We're not right now, at least since the previous moon, right? So we'll see what the next moon does for us. But as of right now, I mean, we're coming down, right? We're coming down from the previous moon. But if we can if we get that moon and move back up to the moon, and so yeah, so guys are saying we got the moon today. Gamer said, "Bud, why do you use indicators in your TA?" I do. I really only use moving averages, stock RSI, and things like that. I think, you know, when you try to get too fancy, you get a little fancy. But dude, like we said, I mean, the stock RSI and the RSI on the 4-hour are extremely low. This is actually the lowest you've been on the RSI on the 4-hour. Let's just go back in time here. It's been a while since you were this low. Holy crap. Dude, you have to go back to... Holy moly. You have to go back... September? Yeah. Dude, you haven't been this low on the 4-hour RSI since September of 2020. Now, it doesn't necessarily have to mean anything, but I think that's interesting. That you are extremely low in the 4-hour RSI. September of 2020. Where were you in September of 2020 when that happened? You were right here. That's pretty funny because that's the fractal we've been sort of looking at right there. The lowest you're on the stock on the RSI since right there. Doesn't necessarily have to mean anything. I'm not saying we're gonna moon to the upside here, but I thought that was pretty interesting. That's pretty crazy, man. That's pretty freaking crazy. That means that the sell pressure, you know, the sell pressure is pretty high right now, but what this would normally mean is you have a bounce, but it hasn't came yet. But same exact day, September 2020, like 4 digits. Yes, Greg. 4 digits. Yeah, September 2020, we were at, I think it was 10,000 when the last time we were this low in the 4-hour RSI. We were at 9,700-ish. 9,700-ish. Last time we were that low. The daily's getting pretty low too, guys. I mean, the daily, you still have room to run down the daily RSI, but like you're getting pretty low. You're getting pretty low. Doesn't mean you can't go lower, but and you're actually testing the July 2020, July of last year or this year. You're testing your lows of July of 20. I can't say even 20. July of this year, you're testing the lows on the RSI there, so it's quite interesting. Daily stock RSI moving back down, could be bottoming out at some point here. I mean, the 4 hours pound is pointing to a bounce. I mean, we said that earlier though, so take that for what you will, but we said that earlier. Will RSI go to 0? The dip of the dip. Yeah, Nate, exactly. Fear and Greed Index is extremely low. RSIs are getting to levels that we haven't seen in a long time on all time frames. I mean, it's not just the 4 hour. Like the hourly's oversold, like very oversold. I don't know why. Hold on, let me adjust this here. The 4 hour RSI is extremely oversold. The 4 hour RSI is extremely oversold. The daily is the lowest that we've seen it since the bottom on July 21st. Now, all this doesn't really have to mean anything, but it is something to look at as far as trend goes. Stop, please. You guys in the chat are funny tonight. You're real funny tonight. But this is what makes crypto fun, guys. I mean, we're going to war! Bulls, get your swords, get your shields. We must fight back and get us back into the wedge. If we can manage to get back into the wedge, and the stock market can be green tomorrow, we have a potential to retest the top of this wedge. But we must first get back into it. So fight. Do not give up. This is not what us Viking bulls do. Grab your horns. Grab your fiat. And fight. I have too much fun with that, man. Unite. Lewis said, Jordan, you have to stay on tonight. The life of crypto is in your hands. But it's only 8:51, so we got plenty of time, guys. We got plenty of time to see what happens. I'll probably at least stay on until 10 tonight. I mean, it's either I stay on or I work on a video. Anyways, it doesn't really matter. It doesn't really matter. Oh, guys, altcoin videos. I uploaded a algo video on the second channel yesterday. You guys, so what I'm gonna be doing is I'm gonna keep this channel, the live streams, and a Bitcoin video every day. Then on my second channel, I'm going to be uploading altcoin videos. I might also upload some Ethereum videos on this channel as well. But generally speaking, I'm going to be talking more about macro stuff on this channel. And then altcoin videos will be on the second channel, which I uploaded an Algorand video yesterday. And I plan on uploading at least one altcoin video tomorrow on that channel too. Links in the description down there if you want to check that out, by the way. And also go follow me on Twitter. Like, if you follow me on Twitter, that'd be freaking awesome. I've been over there. Catching those falling knives. What rate? Always take profits. Yeah, man. What we're waiting for. What's ETH doing? ETH! Jordan, Crypto, Kirby should do a stream together. Would be fun. That'd be pretty cool. That'd be pretty cool. like I said, I want to get more people on the stream. It's just a matter of me reaching out to people. I've had people reach out to me before about coming on the stream. Just never sort of happened, but yeah, if I reach out to people, I'm sure I can get people on the stream. I mean, it's good for their channel to get on the stream. I mean, it is what it is. So I can get people on the stream. But yeah, having Crypto Kirby on the stream would be pretty awesome. I don't know if we can get Crypto Kirby on here though. I haven't really seen him do any anything with other people. Do we have a channel for your brothers? See, I would do that. I think I would just get a lot of hate on that channel though. Like if I did like videos like just Bob, or I did videos just, if I did videos just Bob or just Jabba, I would think I would get, which I don't care. I mean, at the end of the day, but I think I would get a lot of hate on those videos. Just because people don't have a sense of humor, dude. People, it is what it is. When are you gonna get Savvy on? I'd have Savvy on. I actually tweeted at Savvy today, because he made some smart remark about how hopium is not analysis, and I also said being a bear every day is not analysis either. Well, it is analysis. If you're gonna say always being a bull is not analysis, then you can also say always being a bear is not analysis too. But I'd have Crypto Savvy on. I'd love to have him on. I do like his I do like watching his stream every now and then. Like I've always said, it's good to get a bearish opinion too, and not always be a bull, right? It's good to bounce your ideas against other people. I don't know if he would come on my stream though either. You know what I mean? I'd love to get some bearish people on here just to sort of argue with them. Because I like to debate. Kirby shots fired. Shots fired. 89-cent XRP. Memes are coins, but he opium is analysis. Opium is not analysis. I agree with him. Opium is not analysis, but so is not being a bear every day is not analysis either. Rip El Salvador. I've been seeing that all over social media. I saw a hilarious tweet today. I was like, well, there goes half of El Salvador's GDP. And I thought it was pretty funny. So it was such a basic tweet. It's just like I read it and I was like, that's pretty funny. It's not funny, but it is funny. You guys know some of those things where it's like it's not funny, kind of wrong in a way, but it is funny. Low key, kind of funny. What happened to the Golden Cross? We've looked at the Golden Cross, guys. I mean, I get some of you guys might just be watching the channel for the first time. Like, I understand, but dude, we've talked about the Golden Cross, guys. We've talked about how when you get a Golden Cross, you typically have a dump either right before or right after. What do we get now? We got the Golden Cross and we're having a drop. That's what we've seen on every Golden Cross, right? A lot of people think that we get the Golden Cross and we're just gonna, shoot up to oblivion, right? We're gonna get the Golden Cross and
Everybody panic, we're going to zero.
well, that's what we do. We're gonna get the Golden Cross and we're gonna go.
Strap up, we're going to the moon.
That's not how the Golden Cross works, right? The Golden Cross, you can go back and fact check it. I mean, we did a video on this. I'm not gonna go over the whole scenario, but usually when you get a Golden Cross, you usually do see a drop. I mean, that's typically what you see. So, like I said, there's also Golden Crosses that have been fake outs where they go into bear markets, right? It's not always rainbows and sunshines when you get a Golden Cross. Either get a drop and then you go up, or you go into a bear market. I mean, it's very vague, and it's just like the Death Cross, where it's sort of a lagging indicator to a certain degree. So, I wouldn't take the Golden Cross with like 100% accuracy or anything. Because it's not 100% accurate, right? It's probably like 60% accurate, Life said that soundboard scared the crap out of me. Where's the bottom you think? I won't hold you to it. Just wondering your opinion. The bottom, I think, it depends on really what Bitcoin does here. If Bitcoin can bounce here and get back into this wedge, I like it for a potential bounce back up to the top, just based off where the 4-hour RSI is, the 4-hour stock RSI is. The problem is with looking at the indicators right now is everything can be super oversold, right? But like we said, if we come into tomorrow, we're coming into tonight, and like the Asian markets are really red, and we come into tomorrow and the US markets are really red, as much as the indicators look bottomed out, we probably just keep going lower, right? I mean, that's just the reality of the situation. I mean, crypto is just very tied to the stock market. So, you know, while I'm looking at this 4-hour chart and I'm like, all right, we probably bounce sooner rather than later. I mean, it just historically, that's what we've done when you have this setup, right? A big wick on the bottom, stock RSI bottomed. Historically, a good sign that you do get a bounce. It's just that it's a different scenario right now. There's other stuff going on that we can't sort of, you know, just look at the charts and be like, this is what's going to happen, because it's just not the time that we're in right now, right? But what I will say is, I mean, I do think you're going to hit a bottom sooner rather than later, just because the sellers are getting exhausted based off indicators, right? Now, it doesn't have to mean that. I mean, you could still get sell-offs, but the daily still is a little bit lower. That could possibly go. But, you know, I'd probably say the lowest it goes, in my opinion. I don't think it goes lower than like 30. You could go back down to this previous high at like 36,000, but I don't think you go lower than 36,000. If you do, all right, then things are looking a little sketchy if you go down back below 36,000, in my opinion. I don't have it up here anymore, but that's always sort of the level I looked at, where is if we break 36,000, it gets a little sketchy from there, right? Because then you're sort of you're broken below all your previous highs, and it's just a little bit different, right? But until then, I don't think that you break 36,000. And I think even 37,300 is a big support, where you bounced off of here, and that's sort of your wick off distribution pattern target would be. It was right there, and it's just similar to what you did back here, where you had your first drop off, and that's where you came back to and eventually got your bounce. So all in all, that's the summary of you know, potential support levels. But I don't think it goes below 36,000. If it does, looking a little sketchy, right? Looking a little sketchy. I used to buy Bitcoin at 1K, and looking sketchy for you know, maybe the medium term. Long term, I mean, we know what crypto does long term, guys. I mean, long term it trends up. Or so what I mean by sketchy is it looks sketchy, you know, maybe medium term, if we break 36,000, potentially, you know. Are we terrified if junk coins are pumping, but they aren't? Most are dumping. That's true. That's true. I mean, we saw Shiba's dumping a little bit, right? So the one thing I will say about this jump is that you didn't see meme coins really pumping, right? You didn't really see meme coins pumping. That's why it's a little bit different in my opinion. Doesn't have to mean anything. Maybe just people learn their lessons, not to buy meme coins again. You know, we're in bull flag on 1 minute. Are we really gonna go to the 1 minute chart? I don't know if we should go on the 1 minute chart. I mean, that's. I guess we can go on the short term time. We can keep it on the 15 minute if you want. Not the 1 minute though. Crypto fear and green index is at 27. Yeah, I mean, and that's the other thing, guys. I mean, sentiment is so low right now. The only problem is, if this was a normal time, right? What would I be looking at, guys? If you should have bought gold 5 weeks ago, you would have been 8% up. Don't get me started with gold. Sir, dude, you know I don't like gold. Thanks for the super chat, dude. I know you're kind of probably toying with me, which I get. What I will say is, under normal circumstances, I would be like saying, guys, this is the time to buy. This is the time to buy. This is the time to buy. It's just the scenario of what's going on here. outside of crypto that, you know, it sort of makes it a little bit different. If this was just like the chart right now, and I was like, dude, I would probably be telling you guys, you know, this is a good time to buy.
Strong bicep.
Strong biceps, maybe bottom. Wait, oh, strong. I was like, dude, can I check my strong biceps? Sure, you can check my strong biceps. Why not, man? Strong biceps. Strong. How do I get rid of this damn moon indicator? The moon indicator, man. Get out of here. Get out of here. And you don't have to try to time the bottom, guys. I mean, this is one of those times where I recommend dollar cost averaging in, right? If you're gonna buy right now, don't go all in, right? I never recommend going all in. I always recommend, you know, if you have a certain percentage of a stack on the sidelines, maybe buy 10% now. And if it goes lower, you just kind of ladder yourself in, right? I mean, you don't have to just, if you have, say, $1,000 on the sidelines to put in crypto, you don't have to just throw it all in now, right? Maybe throw $100 in now. And if you go lower, you throw another $100 in. And that sort of manages your risk a little bit better than just saying, all right, we're at 42,000. I'm going to go all in right now. And then that's sort of the premise that I would go with, in my opinion. Anyways, strong. What are we doing? Strong's actually not looking bad. Not looking too bad. Instructions not clear. Going all in. But dude, strong's actually not looking that bad. I mean, you're just sort of consolidating here after some pretty nice runs. I mean, it seems like it just does the same thing. Consolidates, go up, consolidates, consolidates, consolidates. Now, like we said, Bitcoin is, you know, it's been going up since like February. It's actually been performing really well. I wouldn't be surprised if this just continues up, just based on how strong. I mean, it really hasn't been respecting Bitcoin. I mean, from May to July, when Bitcoin was pretty bearish, this thing actually was going up. So, interesting. China and HK start trading when markets open in 30 minutes. Yeah, we're staying on until 10. So we'll be on to watch what happens with crypto in the China markets, guys. So if you're interested to see what China, what we do on those opens, make sure you're staying on, because that could have a little bit of impact, right? But anyways, strong. Yeah, I would be surprised if you continue this up. Now, if we look at, you know, let's look at our RSI here. RSI, you got room to run, you know? It's just obviously some altcoins, just be careful with altcoins, right? Because you don't know what's going to happen here. You know, if Bitcoin does go a little bit lower, you just don't know. So always just, you know, manage your risk with those. Stocking up on SHIB at a discount. Stumbledore.
Everybody panic, we're going to zero.
Kareem said China and HK start trading when the market opens in 30 minutes. Interesting. Gains to see all my gains wiping out. Yeah, that happens. Dude, dude, Bitcoin's slowly making its way back up here. Slowly. As I said, if we can get back into this wedge and close into this wedge where we can also liquidate Java, because all I want to do is liquidate Java right now. He's been pissing me off all day. Right? All you see, like, this is all you hear from Java's room is this. All you hear from Java's room. Jordan, I told you we were going down. I told you. I got new shoes and you didn't. You have to deal with all the bears in the chat today. I don't. I don't have to wear the bears in the chat. I was right. You have to deal with them. And I got new shoes. I got new shoes. All day. That's all I have to deal with all day. I really just want to liquidate them. We liquidate them at like 42,400 here. So that's what we're looking at there. Dude, if for whatever reason, like we can get a little green here in the Asian markets, Bitcoin could bounce back in, you know. Your shoes stink. Only lose on paper, but if you sell well. What were we looking at before? I kind of lost my train of thought there. Lost my train of thought. He got new shoes. He did get new shoes. He did get new shoes. Unfortunately, it's usually not a good thing when we see Java get new things. Like, he's getting a new watch, getting new shoes. It's usually not a good thing, guys. It's not. We don't want him to get new stuff. Do we want to look at our fractal? You know, our 2013 movement, which still is matching up pretty well. From our top, right? Our mid-cycle peak, as we like to call it. This is still looking pretty accurate. Not gonna lie, man. Not gonna lie. This is the 2013 midway cycle peak from, ignore over here, but from the top of the midway cycle peak. You did pretty much the same thing, right? You had a big dip, came back up, had a second dip, which faked everyone out, and then you continued up. Don't think you're gonna moon like this, like I said, but playing out pretty similarly. It's just a fractal, by the way. Doesn't have to play out that way. Obviously, we have the bearish fractal too. The bearish fractal. Just to appease the bears, right? You got to appease both sides. There's a bullish fractal and a bearish fractal. They're both still there. At the end of the day, it's just fractals, so. You're closing on the 200 EMA on the weekly. Yeah, Bitcoin actually temporarily. Look what Bitcoin did here, guys. I mean, we temporarily came back below our weekly support band here. We came right below the 200-day SMA. No, yeah, the 200-day SMA. We wicked below it, but now we're still holding it. And look actually where we are right now. We actually temporarily wicked below our previous resistances, right here, and we're sitting at them right now. We're literally sitting at them. So we were able to, looks like, get back above those levels temporarily, which is good. And like we said, I mean, we could have it potentially, right? Potentially could have a wick below our weekly support band, but it's all about where we close on Sunday. Sunday, I feel like every week we're like, Sunday's a big week. It's a big week for crypto. It's a big week for crypto. Lately, every week has been pretty big though, you know, but this one's big. Like, you know, what we want to see is just a close above our 200-day SMA on the weekly, which is at 40,700. We can close above 40,700 on Sunday. Cool, perfect. I'd prefer to close above it. For sure. For sure. Historically, it's not been a good thing when you close below that on the weekly. But we can certainly wick, like we said, we can certainly wick below it, guys. We can certainly wick below it. Crypto make your heart race so much. Sir Dude said you found a tattoo artist yet? I don't want you to have to get it, but you know, just in case. No, we're not getting the Dogecoin tattoo, guys. It's not happening. We're hitting all-time highs at the end of this year. Still pretty confident. And like what I've always said, the only thing that's going to stop us is sort of a black swan event. And I'm really just hoping that this stupid Evergrande thing is not a black swan event. That's all I'm hoping for. You know, that's the only thing that I think could stop Bitcoin, in my opinion, right? A lot of people have other scenarios, like, but I don't think that I'm not really worried about hitting all-time highs, really. You guys are like, Jordan, you're Pinocchio right now. You're Pinocchio. You know what I'll say to you? Stop being so salty. Stop being so salty in the chat. Okay? Rico, Kongi, Esan, John, Nathan, Ecoms, Alejandro. Entertainment Heat, Fallen Angel, BC. Stop being so salty in the chat. Okay? I see all you salty. Christopher, he's salty. Rosen, salty. Karen, salty. Oh, we have Karen in here. We have a Karen. We have a Karen in here. Hey, Karen. I'm Jordan's mom. I'm Jordan's mom. I'm Karen, too. Good to see you, Karen, in the chat. Hey, look, we have the same hair. Every Karen has the same hair. Isn't it funny? Why do we all get the same hair? I don't know. Hey, we all talk crap about our waiters at restaurants too. What's going on, Karen? Hey, we like crypto too. We like crypto too. So I guess that's kind of good. I'm just kidding, guys. I'm just kidding about salty, dude. I literally named everyone in the chat. People are getting mad because I'm calling them salty. I was just kidding, guys. Karen, how did you get in here? Where's who was in here yesterday? We had who was it? Oh, it was Jordan's grandma was in the chat. Where's Jordan's grandma? You in here? Karen said, "Oh no." Karen in the chat be looking at the mirror right now. Karen Sims, your hair is much better than Jordan's mom. Man. I like trolling you guys. Like I've always said, I mean, if you guys troll me, I'm gonna troll you. You guys aren't really trolling me though. I just like to troll sometimes. That's all. That's all. All right, so we got 20 or 15 minutes until these opens, right? I'm not sure if I'm 100% correct about this. Like I guess I'm not a genius out here. I mean, I'm a guy who looks at the charts. I'm pretty sure that the Asian markets, according to Kareem here, open in 15 minutes. 15 minutes. If I could be wrong about that though. 15 minutes. So China, more China FUD. Yeah, dude. I mean, we do hear China FUD every year. I mean, we heard China FUD up here too. You know what I mean? It's over and over and over again. First, it was the miners. Now it's. I mean, the difference between this one is it could affect the whole market, right? It's not just crypto. So I do get why it's a little bit more significant than when China shut down the miners, which I don't think was a huge deal. And I think it was actually bullish in the long term anyways for crypto. But a little bit different. Holiday? It's a holiday? Damn. It's a holiday. So we're not gonna be able to find out right now. Is it a Chinese filter? I'm not doing that, dude. I'm not doing that. Really, I just really want to see Java get liquidated and also get back into this wedge, guys. I mean, that's sort of what I'm waiting for right now. Bitcoin looks like it wants to do it. It's just a matter of doing it, you know. Gold on the 1 minute. I don't know if this counts as FUD. Yeah, it's like I said, it's a little bit different than earlier this year, you know. Time is at 9:16. Where we at with likes, guys? We got to be close to 1,000 likes here. Got to be close to 1,000 likes. We're at 900. We need 100 more, guys. We can do that right now. Let's smack those likes. Get up to 100 likes. Let's friggin' do it. All right, let's friggin' do it, man. I know you guys got it in you. It takes a lot of effort, you know, a lot of effort. I'm still trolling you guys. I'm trolling you. What's up, Booney? Are the Chinese miners still staying at your house? Yes. A couple of them, for sure. Buy more Spank Chain. Dude, I haven't looked at Spank Chain in so long. Let's see where that's at. I'm actually curious. Let's see. Come on. See Spank Chain. 24% today. Spank Chain, Spank Chain, Spank Chain. Down. It was at 2.8 cents. Now it's at 1.8. Yeah. Took a little bit of a hit today. That's for sure. That's for sure. Where is Shiba on our list here? Let's look at Shiba. Let's do our daily Shiba check. Shiba is at number 50. Come on. Come on, man. I don't want to hear Bob talk about Shiba's in the top 50 again, dude. Gotta be kidding me. Gotta be kidding me. Retail panics and dumps at the drop of a pin. Yeah, I mean that's retail in a nutshell, dude. Retail investors in a nutshell. No patience, right? No patience. New York tried to hold the wedge after closing it tanked. Yeah. Yeah. All right, guys. I mean, there's not really much to watch here. I mean, I want to stay on, but Bitcoin's sort of just chilling. You know, it's chilling right under the wedge. You know, maybe we come back and test it on the 1 hour. Maybe. Maybe. I don't want to stay on, you know, all day or all night if Bitcoin's literally just going to chill here at 41.7. And, you know, altcoins are doing altcoin things. You know what I mean? Altcoins are doing altcoin things. You know, we could do a few. ADA. Yeah, I mean, ADA's just at its normal spot. Chainlink, we talked about, we could drop down to number 20 or $20. DOT, we broke down from our rising channel. I mean, you're gonna see a lot of breakdowns from a lot of these coins. You broke down here. You broke down. You have a fib level down here at like 25.42. You have some previous resistance at those levels, so you could hold that for DOT. XRP, 90 cents for XRP. So XRP, let's go through a few of these alts here for you guys. So bottom top, let's see. Yeah, I mean, you're almost right at your golden pocket zone. So you might bottom out relatively soon here for XRP. So watch out for XRP. BNB, probably at a relatively same level here. Yeah, you're right at your golden pocket zone for BNB. So you're gonna be at that level for a lot of different alts here. I wouldn't be surprised to see it for most alts at the golden pocket. Let's see for Doge. Doge, you're actually at the 786. Interesting. VeChain. See where VeChain's at. VeChain at the golden pocket. So you're at very, very important levels for a lot of these alts. Either at the golden pocket or the 786. 786. Algo, I'm sure, is probably... Algo might be a little bit higher. Algo is at the 0.5. So they're all at fib levels. Just sort of waiting on what Bitcoin does here. All right, Bitcoin's trying to push upwards of 42,000. Let's see if we get some... Play that music. Play that music.
Strap up. We're going to the moon.
Here, you guys want hey, you guys want this guy?
Basically, Bitcoin is clearly a scam. Cryptocurrency is clearly an idiot with no common sense. And scientifically speaking, according to a study at the Bank of Canada, more people who are financially illiterate invest in Bitcoin.
All right, here we go. 42,042. Play that music. Play that music. Jordan, play the music. If Java gets liquidated, we'll play the music. I get into random moods sometimes. Thank you guys for putting up with my random moods sometimes. Sometimes I just get in random moods. Maybe I need to take it out on ETH tonight. I need to take it out on ETH. Come on. 42-2. Play that music. Play that music. Come on, man. We gotta liquidate Java. If we liquidate Java, we'll play the music. You'll probably see a lot of, like we just said for altcoins. I mean, you're just at important levels for all the altcoins, you know what I mean? So it would make sense for a relative balance at this area. Maybe we sort of talked about it all stream, how like the charts look like we're gonna go lower, but then you look at some of these indicators and it's like, dude, you're already so oversold on so many of these indicators. It really could go either way, you know? Come on, man. Maybe 41K is new support. Could be. Drink more sugar. These streams is where we make money. What's up, Bear? Man. Karen said, thanks for the compliments. I gotta say, I was actually happy he noticed me after watching for about 2 months now. I notice most people in the chat. Like, I recognize most people's names in the chat. Not everyone. Not everyone. It's, you know. But for the people that are here, like, relatively, like, not every day, but, like, maybe 4 or 5 times a week, I probably recognize your name in the chat. Maybe not everyone. Bob does, though. Bob watches the stream and trolls the chat, you know. Link. Soul. Solana's actually getting the best bounce that I'm seeing on the list here. Soul's actually bouncing up pretty nicely. At the moment. Okay. It's always the keywords at the moment. You gotta be annoying like me. And GMI, you gotta be annoying like me. You forgot me, said Nick. Nick, how you couldn't forget you? Mike said I'm the Cartesi guy. I've been here for 12 years, and Jordan still don't see me. Because you're BC, you're in the Matrix, that's why, my friend. You're in the Matrix. This is crazy, I already forgotten May to July. Seriously? May to July dump? Yeah, dude. You have a fun show, don't take yourself too seriously. Yeah, I don't take myself seriously at all. That's the one thing. I don't take myself seriously at all. Too many people take themselves too seriously, and it's like, dude, it's one of those things. It's like, you know, people either watch you because you're right sometimes, or people watch you because you don't really care what other people think. And I'd rather be the second, you know, personally. Let's do a poll real quick. I want to stay on because I do feel like Bitcoin's gonna, if it can get back over this support line, I think it'll have a pretty could have a pretty decently run up here, and it keeps flirting with this $42,000 level. Let's do a poll. Let's do this. Will Bitcoin hit 20K by the end of this year? Let's do this. Will Bitcoin hit 20K by the end of this year? I want to know what you guys think in the chat right now. You guys know my answer. I don't think Bitcoin will hit 20K by the end of this year. I don't think it's going to happen. I know probably a ton of you guys maybe think it's going to happen in the next 3 months. What's up, Salim? This channel in a nutshell. It could go up or down. I mean, that's TA in general. I mean, it can go up or down. It's Bitcoin. Anyone who thinks that they can predict short-term movements is not. It's not going to happen, man. It's crypto. You know how many times where like everyone is so certain, like Bitcoin's going to this level, like every video. Bitcoin's going to this level. Like it's going down to this level or it's going up to this level. And then Bitcoin just does the exact opposite of what everyone says. I've seen that so many times in this space where you can take yourself seriously and think that you can predict short-term movements on Bitcoin. Sometimes you might get lucky, right? But in general, Bitcoin, there's times where just Bitcoin just does the opposite of what everyone thinks a lot of the time. So it's not even a point. I mean, you can predict short-term movements, but it's good to. That's why it's good to look at upside targets and downside targets. It's not so much about it's being prepared for both situations and not so much trying to predict which way we're going to go necessarily. TA is basically just percentages. I mean, it's not like it's 100% going to go up. No, it's, you know, you're in a falling wedge, which is typically bullish, but it's maybe only bullish 70% of the time, right? It's not like, it's not so black and white, you know? Whales can predict it, or BitBoy. Whales control the market, and that's why Bitcoin is so unpredictable, you know? I feel like its bounce from 40.5 wasn't very good, no? It was a decent bounce. It's a decent bounce. Looks like we're right at the edge there. Right at the edge of glory. Is this a rant? Kind of, Andrew. It's kind of a rant. So I'll play it's a rant.
Rant alert.
DB12. We're not going to see 20k Bitcoin ever in life. Interesting. All right, 42. 42. Come on, BTC. Get back up over that support line, man. Give us some action here. Give us some action. I mean, it's not the best bounce I've ever seen, but it's not good. Dude, I mean, you got to remember this new day, it's only literally been an hour and a half, right? So on this new day, and if you look at the wick on the daily chart, it's not a bad wick, right? Not a bad wick. That doesn't mean we have to bounce. I mean, we had a pretty big wick here too. We had a wick of 10% there. And we still end up going lower. So it's not like we have to go up, but this wick has been about a 5% wick. I mean, it's nothing to sneeze at, but I would like to see by the end of the day, hopefully, like if we can somehow turn this red candle we're in right now and turn it into like a bullish daily hammer candle. Like if we can get back above, like up here and turn this green here, I think that would be really, really nice. Really, really nice. But obviously we need to get back up to like 43,000 in order, by the end of the day, in order for us to do that. We'll see if Bitcoin does that, but it's certainly not out of the realm of possibility. If Bitcoin can get back into this wedge, I think, you know, I don't see a reason why it can't have at least a short-term rally back up. I don't. And if we can close, like I said, we can close this daily above 43,000, it won't look like a terrible daily candle. It won't. It won't. We got Ozza saying, Evergrande, dude, catalyst. Bro, we've been live for 3 hours. We've talked about Evergrande. I love when people come in like 2 hours after the stream starts and they're like, dude, this is why we're going down. Don't you know? It's like, we've talked about it so many times. That's like one of my favorite things. It's like we'll be streaming for so long. We'll talk about things 20 times. Then someone comes in just like, dude, this is why we're going down. You're not even mentioning it. All right, 32,330. 32,330. Well, there's a wick. There must be a stick. Love the wedge rants. Come on, man. Java. The music stop in Java's room. Come on, liquidate him. Here we go. Come on.
Strap up, we're going to the moon.
Come on, liquidate Java. Dude, we're literally so close to liquidating Java. Which Java's liquidation price? It's 42.5. So we're $100 off of liquidating Java right now. $100 off of liquidating Java. Let's friggin' go. Here we go, guys. Here we go. 42.5. We're bouncing back up, boys. We're bouncing back up as of right now. But I just really want to liquidate Java at the current moment, though. That's what I want to do. What I want to do. This is where we're going down. Do 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 do. NGMI said, "Thank you, genius. We're all clueless." Here we go. Ah, come on, man. The pump music didn't play. Well, I didn't play the pump music. I'm waiting to liquidate Java. Dusty said followed my exact chart. Yeah, Solana's bouncing up pretty well right now. Solana, everything else is pretty much down. Solana's up 5% already today. Solana's bouncing back pretty nicely. Now, obviously, it's one of those things where like it fell the most, so like it's probably gonna bounce the most in general, but bouncing up pretty well here for Solana. Come on, man. All right, guys. I mean, it's we're not gonna count my chickens just yet. I mean, we can't really count our cotton candy or count our chickens, and we sort of can't compare oranges to oranges right now. But you know, if we can get back into the wedge, I mean, it's not looking the worst it's ever looked. That doesn't mean we can't just fall back below it again, but it looks a lot better than it did, you know, an hour ago when we were sitting down here at 40,000. You know, now we're sitting at 42.4. Looking a lot better than it did an hour ago. But I want to get some confirmation back up into the wedge. You know, where you just get a wick, and we got 2.5 hours until we close this 4-hour candle. I would like to close a 4-hour candle in the wedge, preferably, because the wick's the wick, but that's where we're sort of watching at the moment. And one could argue that you could actually just make this a channel. You could just make this a big channel too, like this. But I like the wedge better, because I'm a wedgie. I'm a wedgie guy. You guys know I'm a wedgie guy. Right there. All right, here we go. $50 off. Let's see. Look at the volume. It's just a retest, don't you think? It could just be a retest. Yeah, I mean, if we go to the hourly chart, I mean, you can see, preferably on the hourly. This is on the 15-minute, but I'd like to get preferably back above here, obviously, but we'll see what Bitcoin does. Stay on a little bit longer, guys. Oh, I just really want to see Java get liquidated. And I know as soon as I get off, Bitcoin's going to liquidate Java, and you know, it's a channel now. BTC trolling. Elliott wave shows one more wave down. Sure. We can go Elliott wave. Dusty, you know how I feel about Elliott wave. What's the delay on the stream? I don't know. A lot of people say there's a delay on the stream. I don't know if they're actually, I don't put one necessarily. NG said, dude, we're pumping. I'm making my appointment at the dealership now. You guys are too funny in the chat, man. Too funny in the chat. Jabba's over there sweating right now. No. 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 Don't do this. Please. Please, I just bought new shoes. No. He's over there in his room. That's Jabba in his room right now. He's sweating right now. We're $40 away from him losing his shoes. More concerned about the stock market in the morning. Yeah. I mean, we've talked about that for bait. I mean, you got to remember, I've been live for 3 hours, right? So we talked about all that earlier. You know, in the grand scheme of things, you know, we got to see what the stock market does tomorrow. We got to see what the DXY does tomorrow. That's what's more important. We're more so just having fun right now and seeing if we can get back into the wedge. Which, if the stock market, if we're back in the wedge tomorrow and the stock market does bounce back and the DXY does go down, sets up Bitcoin for, you know, potentially a decent bounce here. You can't rule out that possibility too. That's obviously an if. We don't know if that's going to happen necessarily. Come on, dude. Bitcoin's trolling. Bitcoin's trolling right now. Hard. Let's go. I did not think that we were actually going to liquidate Jabba tonight. That's awesome, dude. Oh, man. Let's go visit Jabba's room real quick. We're gonna go visit Jabba in his room. I'll see you in a short while, guys. No. But Mom, I want to keep my shoes. No. My shoe. My shoe. This is my favorite shoe. No, I worked so hard for this. I pressed 3 buttons to get this. No. Stop laughing at me in the chat. Stop laughing at me in the chat. I don't deserve this. I lost my shoe. I lost my shirt. I lost my watch. And I'm still fat. After all this. My shoe. What an idiot. What a friggin' idiot. Jabba's a friggin' idiot. I knew the market was gonna bounce back. What a sucker. He lost his shoe. He lost his watch. What a sucker. I knew Shiba was going to bounce. All you haters in the chat. Stop hating on my brother Jordan. Yeah, he might be stupid and invest in Bitcoin and not invest in Shiba. But you guys are all haters. Haters in the chat. Stop hating on Jordan. I knew Bitcoin was going to bounce back up into the wedge. Haters. All right. We're bounced back into the wedge. Java's liquidated. What a nice little bounce there. What a nice little bounce there. There will be other shoes, dude. My shoe. Bro, I can't, bro. I'm dead, dude. I'm dead. All right. All right, Bitcoin's back in the wedge as of right now, right? We know things could still change here, but as of right now, Bitcoin is back in the wedge. Pretty nice bounce, right? Pretty nice bounce. I mean, we were an hour ago, we were down at 40,000, and now we're back at 42.6. Now it all, like we said, it all depends on what we do tomorrow. But oh man, I'm dead. All right. It all depends on what we do tomorrow at the end of the day, but we're getting a pretty good bounce, right? I mean, we can't complain about any bounce that we're getting, even though we don't know what the future holds here, but I'm liking this. I'm liking this. And what we said, guys, our stock RSI in the 4 hour are looking to bounce. Now, for whatever reason, if Bitcoin can bounce here, if the stock market opens green, for whatever reason, tomorrow, I think Bitcoin could have a nice bounce to test the top of this, but that's only if the stock market is green tomorrow. If the stock market's red again, well, obviously that probably doesn't play out. But I like the bounce. I like getting back into this. What I didn't want to do is come back in and confirm it as resistance, and that's exactly what we didn't do. Let's go. Man. That's funny, man. There might be some hanging on the phone lines outside. That's too funny, dude. I kind of think the bottom came in July. I kind of agree. I'll pay for NFT of Java's shoe. We had some people asking here. Just bought too much TLM. Send help, Master Jordan. Chrisik, you bought too much TLM? How could you buy too much TLM, my friend? Hold on. Let's go look at TLM for Chrisik in the chat. TLM for Chrisik. Yeah, I mean, it was a pretty good dip buy. I mean, considering it's down. I mean, TLM is down, 60%, right? It's down 60%. So it's that. I mean, it's pretty good. I mean, I like to buy 20% dips. 60%. Hey, that's pretty good. Real good. Dow Jones, down boy. Dusty said, Elliott Wave, the harmonic patterns, and the head and shoulders all hit almost exact same price target. Interesting, Dusty. Interesting. I don't know which ones necessarily you're talking about. Maybe this head and shoulders here. Get the target. That one would make sense. Harmonic. I was watching someone's channel today that was looking at harmonic patterns for Bitcoin. Don't necessarily know which one that was, but and the Elliott Wave. I mean, you know how I feel about Elliott Wave. I mean, you could draw it anywhere really. But Brian said 5K into Sol right now or BTC medium term. Medium term. Alts are risky, right? So, yeah, Brian, I'm not going to answer that question for you just because, dude, Bitcoin's safer when the market's going down. Obviously, altcoins have higher gains when the market goes up. So it all depends what your risk tolerance is. If you're risky, put it in the alt. If you want to be a safer investor, put it in Bitcoin. right? But just always be aware that that 5K you're putting in an altcoin right now or Bitcoin, just be aware that it could go down in price. It could, right? So always be, you know, aware of that possibility. I don't like telling people what coins they should buy. I tell you people what I like, and if you can kind of take it from there. But I'm not the type of channel that's going to be like my top 10 altcoins. Like if someone asks me, I'll tell you guys what I like, but I'm not going to say like, I don't like to make top 10 altcoin videos and that kind of stuff. It's all perspective, you know what I mean? The bounce lost its bounce. The bounce has lost its bounce, guys. I like that, Lewis. I like that. All right. You're funny. You should have a sister version. I have a mom. I got Karen. They're not versions. They're people. They're my brothers. Bob, Jabba, Karen is my mom. Okay, and we have Ken has his sauces. That's where BitBoy gets his sauces. But they're not versions. They're people. New people that are like, what the heck is going on here, dude? New people that join the streamers like, what is wrong with this guy? This guy has some serious issues. Stick out, watch the stream for a little bit. Stick around. We can have fun here, right? Crypto is not having the best day, but we try to make it as fun as possible, right? What we do. What we do. Because in reality, I mean, you can watch as many channels as you want. I mean, no one can predict the future, so you might as well have a little fun with it. But you need to bring on your grandma? I do. George is on, time to go. Yeah, dude, I'm probably going to call it a stream, guys. I mean, we'll see what Bitcoin does here. Like I said, we've been saying it every day, but it actually is a big day tomorrow. Like, we got to watch with it. Just like we said on Sunday, right? We got to see what the stock market does tomorrow. Okay, obviously it wasn't great today. We got to see what it does tomorrow. That could dictate on what Bitcoin does, right? I mean, it will dictate on what Bitcoin does. So we can make all the charts in the world, but we got to wait to see what happens at 9 o'clock Eastern Standard Time tomorrow. That's going to tell us what our general direction is for crypto, right? So I'll catch you guys later. You know, always be wary of volatility. Volatility is going to happen, whether it goes up or going to go down. At the end of the day, it doesn't change the long-term aspect of crypto. It's just the short-term volatility. If you're not okay with short-term volatility, maybe you shouldn't be in the crypto market at the time. If you're okay with the volatility, hey, then you probably should be investing in crypto at the time, right? So I'll catch you guys later. Make sure you guys don't panic, sell your crypto, and most of all, don't panic, sell your crypto. Have a good night, guys. I'll catch you guys. Probably going to be making, like I said, a Bitcoin video tomorrow on the channel. 1 to 2 altcoin videos on the second channel, which is in the link down in the description. Go subscribe to that channel. Links in the description. Follow me on Twitter. Also links in the description. And that's all I got. Join the Discord too. Discord, link in the description. Peace out, guys.